force. Are you kidding me?
Hey, yo, what's up? It's Mr. Young.
And it's for in the building, bro. We just came off SummerSlam weekend.
Are you buzzed? Are you hyped? It feels like there's so much wrestling. I forgot what happened on Dynamite.
we were literally talking about that just now, right before we went on air.
Exactly.
Bro, I really felt that we just came off the best COVID era pay-per-view of the year.
I think a lot can be attributed to that in that, A, you got WWE ThunderDome, which we will discuss in a bit. Yes, ThunderDome. Also, a lot of storylines are finally kicking off, as we know, in the past few weeks, right? And some of them culminated, some of them are going to be dragged on to Payback, which is, guess what? It's next week.
It's this coming weekend, bro. We literally have to review SummerSlam and then preview Payback.
I have a theory. I have a theory as to why they have done this, and I'll share that with you after we finish SummerSlam, okay?
Okay, sure. Let's do that.
In the meantime, though, hey, this episode of Kick to the Gut is brought to you by Kick Out, the hottest new fitness workout designed for pro wrestling fans. That's you, that's me, that's you listening to this show right now. If you love pro wrestling, you're going to love Kick Out.
Yeah, man, bro. I love the fact that our episodes are sponsored.
That's right. Foreign has gone for the kick-out classes as well.
Yes.
Of course, done by Grapple Max, our good friends over there at Grapple Max. You know, first of all, as far as trainers go, they are top-notch.
Of course.
They know their shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Grapple Max, of course, Singapore's largest pro wrestling gym. It's a 1 hour class, 100% no contact, if that's what you're worried about, right?
Mm-hmm.
But 100% fun.
Yeah, if you are a wrestling fan and this program is catered for wrestling fans, you've always wanted to experience how is it like working out in the ring, feel the ropes, pose at the corner. Like this is like such a perfect combination of being able to do HIIT and experiencing wrestling moves. And the best part is those a bit scared of pain don't have to take any bumps.
That's right. I mean, it's one of those workouts that they can scale as well. So it doesn't matter what your fitness level is. Just let the instructors know, right? And they will scale it to your level. So, you know, you can go as hard as you want, or maybe not so if you are just starting out your fitness journey. And as we know, because of CB, because of phase 1, phase 2, a lot of us have been relaxing at home.
Yes.
Guilty. But if you want to get that fitness routine back into gear, man, go and try Kick Out. By the way, we have 20% off a single session.
20%.
That's right.
20% off. Discount code.
Usual price is $35, by the way, but with this promo code we have for you right now at checkout, you will get 20% off. What is the promo code? It's KTTG100. That's right, KTTG100. You enter that at grapplemax.punchpass.com. I'll say it again, grapplemax.punchpass.com. It's for first-time Grapple Max customers only.
And hey, if you ever want to try it out and you're a bit shy to come alone, guess what? I'm coming this weekend, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to try a class. If I'm not wrong, it's 4:15 on a Saturday. The classes actually happen during the weekdays at night, in the evening. So, after work or from your work from home, you want to like have a session to just hang out and just refresh, you can do it in the evenings on weekdays. But if you want to come in during the weekends, 4:15, I'll be there this Saturday. So, hey, you can work out with us. Come and say hi. We can talk wrestling as well.
Just slip into our DMs and ask us when Thorin will be there. He will gladly let you know. Once again, the website, you can check out when all the classes are as well. grapplemax.punchpass.com. And if you're a first-time customer, use the promo code KTTG100. Get yourself that 20% off.
Bro, I love it, man. You are a perfect ad salesman.
Ad salesman. Oh, no, I haven't been doing these reads for like all my life, basically.
Oh, really?
I have lah, Alma.
It's true. Like, every time, like, in between, like, your show reports, you always have to, like, promote. There's always some sort of ads, right, happening on the video.
I guess all that training does come in handy once in a while, right? I would like to think so. Anyway, go check out Kick Out. It is so much fun, and we would love to see you there. In the meantime, though, all right, let's talk about this past week in wrestling. So much has happened. Like we mentioned, I feel like I forgot what happened on Dynamite. So let's just very quickly skim through their special Saturday Dynamite.
Yes, indeed.
Because the NBA is on TNT, if you're wondering, how come Dynamite is like jumping time slots? It's because the NBA playoffs are happening right now. Because this week's Dynamite, I wanted to say Impact, I don't know why. This week's Dynamite is on a Thursday night. So NXT and Dynamite are going to be on separate days.
I hope they don't do this like often because it's too confusing. Even if like you're a diehard AEW fan, you'll be like, Alama, what's this time? What's this time? No, it's very hard to follow. But you just need to know like one thing that happened from Dynamite this past week. And even though like we almost forgot about it, but we jogged our memory, right? Cody Rhodes had the beating of the lifetime and lost his TNT championship to your favorite wrestler, brother.
My favorite wrestler. Who was it? Was it Hus Pro? Who said that two of my favorite things happened? Was it three? I don't know. Whatever. It was just okay. You know what? I didn't hate it, but I also still don't buy Brody Lee as this destroyer, this Brock Lesnar type. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't work.
Did you expect when the time came for Cody Rhodes to drop his title, it was to drop it to Brody Lee?
No, I did not. I did not expect it, but like we said before.
So you'll never see it coming, lah.
Yeah. It's like SummerSlam came early, but I didn't expect it, but I also didn't buy it. You know what I mean?
Okay. It wasn't a satisfying conclusion in a sense, lah.
No, like Cody is this like amazing guy who's fighting everybody. He's having these awesome matches, and then in comes Brody Lee, who, like we said, has not been very impressive, and he just completely annihilates Cody. Like,
it's okay. Here's the thing that I like. If I want to look at the positives of it, this is the best the Dark Order has looked since they formed.
Yep.
Basically, like they ended up on top. Like the last image of Dynamite was Brody Lee with like his entire group standing tall over basically the entire elite.
Yeah.
Even we had Brandy Rhodes on the ground getting like slipped on by NRJ, which I would love to be slipped on by her as well.
Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. Apparently, Dark Order has a female member as well. I did not know that. I like the visual of them pouring the pieces of the old belt. The silver one or whatever, right?
That was dope,
Cody. I think that's very symbolic. Like, this is the new era. The gold belt is the new era, right? But also, like I said, there's something about Brody Lee's wrestling style that does not seem very, I don't know. He seemed more menacing as a Bludgeon Brother.
Really?
I don't know if it's just me and my WWE bias or what, but so far I don't see him as this like dangerous threat.
Do you remember this one wrestler? I can't remember his name now, like off the top of my head. He's the one that died because he got stabbed at Puerto Rico back in the day. He's the 80s wrestler.
Oh, shoot.
He looks like Brody Lee a bit.
A bit, huh?
His name is his name Brody as well? I can't remember.
Bruiser Brody?
Yes, Bruiser Brody. Yeah. Literally, I think Brody Lee got his name from Bruiser
Brody.
Probably,
he probably was inspired. Yeah.
But the thing is, right, he has the presence. Brody Lee looks like a mauler, looks like someone who I wouldn't want to meet, at the alley at night.
Yeah.
And the way he wrestles should come across as super menacing.
But it doesn't.
But yeah, it doesn't. I do not know why. I just feel a lot of it could be his ring attire, which I know a lot of people have been complaining about. Keith Lee, which we will be talking about soon.
Oh God, yes, no, I cannot. But yeah, I think A, it is the ring attire. B, it's his promos. His promos don't make him look menacing. He just sounds like he's bitter at the WWE to me.
Okay. So that it hasn't really transitioned into like a very intriguing character yet. That's what I'm trying to say, right?
But what I'm trying to say also is that it's the in-ring style. Like you said, for some reason, it just doesn't seem very brutal as a... Well, I mean, you compare that to Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, like you mentioned, right? When Brock Lesnar destroyed John Cena, it looked like a mauling. It felt painful. You're like, and you cringe. Yeah. This one, it just looked like, I don't know, he just beat him up, but it didn't look painful. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
I don't know whether that is a failure on Cody's part because he didn't sell well enough.
I don't think so.
Or is it just Brody Lee?
I think it's just the way he presents his moves. Just like... he's a lumbering big man. Is there a fair assessment of his wrestling style?
Well, yeah, that's fair enough. But the thing is, we've had lumbering big men who became champion who were menacing. Like Andre the Giant is a lumbering big man. He wasn't doing moonsaults, right?
Yeah. No, but okay. To be fair, though, Andre the Giant is from a bygone era already. I think we expect more from our wrestlers. I think if Andre the Giant did what he did now, he would look a bit hokey.
Can you imagine
honestly.
Can you imagine the social media hate for Andre the Giant if he was to be wrestling now?
Exactly.
That's so weird.
It's the Hogan era. Like, we know when Hogan would punch, it doesn't really look that... It looks hokey to me. And maybe that is what it is. Like, his moves look a bit like, it doesn't have the intensity of... Like a Bret Hart's punch would seem more stiff than a Brody Lee.
I think Bret Hart really spoiled market lah. Like everyone's work rate post Bret Hart has to be like up there.
No, but okay, you compare it to someone more recent, like we were talking about Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, like your legit main eventers. Their shit looks intense, whereas Brody Lee's style doesn't look intense to me. And you need that intensity to be able to sell the fact that he just decapitated Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, that's true. And it's so weird when Lance Archer first came in with Jake the Snake, I thought he would be the mauler.
Yeah.
And to an extent he was, but he didn't get the rub. He wasn't put over because I don't know, it was too early, right?
Maybe
if it was Lance Archer was the one that won.
Maybe if it was Lance Archer that won in that fashion, I would believe it because his style is a little bit more rugged, more rough.
Maybe perhaps. And we have seen Lance Archer being like a badass in New Japan and all that. And I maybe we just haven't had enough chance to see Brody Lee.
I don't want any more.
You don't anymore.
I'm done.
Done.
I am done.
But you're gonna have to put up with him, bro. He's the champion now. He's a TNT champion.
You know what would be cool?
What?
If Cody Rhodes turned and became the leader of the Dark Order. He became Brody Lee's mouthpiece.
Didn't we talk about this last week? I was telling
you brought it up.
Yeah, if we became the corporate ministry, the Dark Order and the Elite Order, bro.
Elite Order, I like it.
You heard it here first.
With Brody Lee as just the muscle. Because when he talks, I lose all well, I'm not scared
Perhaps. And that's the thing. I thought the story was aging towards Cody becoming a heel. Like, he will keep the title for so long that he halfway through his run, he becomes a heel. Like, no one can beat me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But I guess they went in a different direction and they went with this mauling. And to be honest, like you said, I really like the subtleties of them using the old belt, to beat him up. Usually these kind of things, right? Little things, if they explain it, right, it gives more context. I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense for him. Because we always wonder, right, every time someone changes the belt, what happens to the old belt?
Yeah.
So I like it that they use it as a storyline prop. So I haven't given up on Dark Order, bro. I don't know why. I just feel like Dark Order is a good presence to have in AEW. Like, you need to have some sort of like this overseeing faction that kind of like you can weave them in and out of storylines. So I don't want them to like go away. But I guess like you're right, they're facing growing pains still.
Would it be fair to say that Brody Lee is better off as a tag team wrestler with someone big and menacing like Eric Rowan, who everyone thought was going to show up on AEW?
Yeah, I know, right? And you know what's the cool thing? I just learned about Eric Rowan.
What's that?
Do you know what's his real name?
No, what is it?
Bro, his real name is even more badass than his fake name, bro.
What is it?
It's Eric Redbeard. Legit.
He has a red beard.
That is his fucking name, bro.
Really?
I don't know whether it's his family name. Is he really a Viking? I do not know, bro. But that is
Eric
his real
Redbeard.
name.
I like it, man. I like it. Eric Redbeard and Brody Lee.
Fuck, that should just have been his name all along. I don't know why they I don't know. Maybe they wanted to copyright IP his name, but Eric Redbeard, bro, that is like a fucking like monster heel right there.
Yeah, exactly, right. Or some sort of Viking warrior, yeah. Let's not dwell on this too much because, to be honest, I don't care. The other thing from AEW I want to mention, though, is Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy in a Mimosa Mayhem match.
I'm not much of a drinker, bro, but mimosa, is it a real combination?
Yeah. It's champagne and orange juice.
Oh,
so a little bit of bubbly, a whole ton of orange juice. Chris Jericho looks like he's just having fun now.
He is, bro. He's in that point in his career where I'm just gonna do anything that makes that will pop me as a person, and I want to like bring up all these fellow like newcomers, new wrestlers up with me,
and have a bit of fun. Yeah,
and it's a great position to be in. I love his demo god stick.
Yeah.
But the first thing that came to my mind when he said mimosa match, I was thinking of the Malay samosa, the
samosa.
What? I was like, samosa is always his finger food, bro.
Maybe you can have some samosa with the mimosa.
Yeah, man, it is. But I don't know, man. Do you like the stipulation? I think it's such a stupid thing.
I think it's stupid and silly, but you know what? They'll make it work.
Yeah, they will make it work.
I feel like Chris Jericho has to be the one that goes into the mimosa.
Bro, I haven't listened to Jim Cornette in a damn long time, but I'm just really curious to see what he thinks of Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho becoming like one of the main feuds in AEW.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so weird.
It is weird, but it's fine. So anyway, this upcoming Dynamite, we're looking at Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara tables match. So that's on the card.
Very curious why it's not a ladder match, but okay.
I mean, you have to go through all the different things one by one before you hit TLC.
You will have a chess match soon.
A chess match, yes. MJF, John Moxley will sign a contract, so there's going to be fisticuffs.
Yep, it'll definitely be another Republic convention.
Yeah.
It'll be some sort of political debate, I'm pretty sure of it.
I'm enjoying MJF's, his little setup, right, where he's talking shit. And then there's this one girl behind him who's always like fake smiling, like,
oh, yeah. Oh my God, I love
scolded her on one episode. Like, smile, smile.
I remember, there was, do you see this meme where it was initially Samoa Joe on top and he's walking down the hallway and the security was MJF, and then MJF is repeating the same thing. Yes. And then the thing that's so weird is the guy that he's pushing is a black guy. So it became super awkward in the comment section.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Can you imagine though, in a few years, that guy also becomes like an MJF type character and he does the same push? They should just continue this tradition.
I love it, man. I would love it. No, but I really, really like the entire. It's just a very heel thing, man. To have this very mock team, and pretending to be like a professional, like setup and all that. But his lawyer cut a great promo though.
Yeah, he did. Who is that guy? Huh?
He felt like some sort of indie wrestler playing, like how Abyss is playing that Joseph Parks with AJ Styles. I don't know. Correct. Maybe it's like that.
Maybe yeah.
It is true.
So that's Dynamite. Then we move on to NXT TakeOver. Okay. In general, would you agree that it wasn't as exciting as some of the past NXT takeovers? It wasn't I didn't feel that like vibe. I don't know if it's because no crowd or it's because the bar is set so high for these takeovers.
I would dare say I enjoyed SummerSlam more than NXT.
Yeah, which is a shocker, right?
It is a shocker, and it's not that the match quality wasn't great. There was a lot of like great spots, but like you said, maybe if we compare it to other past NXT takeovers, it falls short.
Yep,
it falls short because if you think about it, the NXT North American title was a ladder match.
Yeah.
We've seen it before in NXT New Orleans, the first time when the NXT North American title was being presented, and that was a far more exciting match.
Yes,
I didn't feel it as much as this one, and like no offense to Dakota Kai, like I think she's great and all that, but like you said, she's a mid boss. She's not like the one that will really challenge Io Shirai.
You know that there was no way she was winning this, and she's not going to be carrying the title for any length of time.
Yeah.
So, but let's start from the start, lah. I mean, we had the triple threat, right? Breezango. I mean, you are a fan of.
I am a fan of them.
Yeah, so they will get the title match now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I like them, but it's based on name value.
Yeah, exactly. What have they done recently that's like outstanding, right?
Yeah, like it's weird lah, bro. Like I know people like wrestlers say like you should go back to NXT so you can rejuvenate your career. Yeah. And in a way they have done that, but I really believe that when you go back to NXT, it's a demotion. It's not really.
Well, tell that to Finn Balor.
Yeah, I'm sure he's doing the best work in his recent years, but it's just that it's not being seen by a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true. Well, to be fair, when you look at Finn Balor's character in NXT, right, it's a huge departure from his demon and his like regular Finn Balor, like thirsty Balor in Raw or SmackDown, right? So I feel like when Breezango went to NXT, they were essentially the same thing. There's not much difference. So they didn't really evolve.
Yeah, the same thing, but at a smaller show.
Yeah, at a smaller show. Whereas Finn Balor actually evolved. He became Prince. Like he's doing more of the New Japan, Prince Devitt character.
But if he were to return on the main roster with this character, I think he's really compelling.
Correct. No, but that's the thing. He spent the time in NXT to develop this character. Now that he's, ready to push it on to Raw or SmackDown if they decide to do that, lah. But like we were talking about, like Breezango, I feel like they just seem like slightly tweaked versions of the old Breezango. Not much difference.
And unfortunately, right, Fandango is like a veteran now,
Yeah.
Tyler Breeze is a veteran. They're not the new stars on the block anymore,
Yeah, they're not going to get that monster push to see whether they can make it in the main event. They're just going to be there to help the younger guys.
Yeah, unfortunately, that time has passed. And it's kind of sad because I was just thinking a couple of days back to Fandango's debut match was at WrestleMania against Chris Jericho of all people.
There you go, yeah.
And remember Fandango was a thing? Fandangoing was a thing?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot of characters being wasted in this past decade that should have been like the big deals in wrestling now.
Well, is it wasted or is it because there's just so many strong talents there that it's just ridiculously hard to get to the top?
I always believe that you should just trust like your 6, 7, 8, 10 main roster guys. You know, like each show needs to have like the main cast. Because if you have too many things happening, it's what happens to like comic books when their storylines get too elaborate.
Yeah, too muddled up. Yep.
Yeah, too muddled up. Like I don't know who to root for. I don't know what's the story. If you were to drop a non-wrestling fan into watching wrestling right now, I don't think they can follow any storyline.
You just need
it's gonna be hard.
you just need your few main eventers that people can. Oh, okay, I know he's the main big guy. He's the cool guy, whatever.
And I think that's why Attitude Era really worked for a long time because like for that 4 or 5 years, there was always the same 6 on top, and they became so recognizable.
Yep.
You know, and even if they were to feed new people into the main event, it's really like a drip feed. It wasn't like this guy come in and then everything changes. You know?
Well, essentially, that's what they've been doing like for many, many years, and we have been complaining about it.
Having the same people on top?
Yeah, that's the thing. So us as wrestling fans, we have to ask ourselves, okay, is this, I mean, are we being hypocritical when we complain?
Like is always good.
Yeah, why are we not getting so-and-so being pushed or this, that, well, it's because probably that they don't want too many people in the main event roster to clutter it all up, and then people start like going, who the hell am I supposed to support?
I would rather have like, okay, 1 or 2, 3 people on top, but you always have this supporting cast where they are all really, really strong, so that when time comes for them to step up, like it doesn't feel like too much of a stretch. If Aleister Black, for example, was built up really, really well since his debut, I think he should be contending for the world title, the WWE title right now, and him fighting against Drew McIntyre won't feel like a stretch.
Yeah.
But because of how they mishandled his performance in Raw ever since, it's too much of a stretch. Now he's a mid-cardio.
Right, yeah. Not even in the United States title run, to be honest.
But, so it's weird lah.
While seeing what happened on Raw, maybe he is due for a push. Anyway, let's talk about NXT. Finn Balor defeated Timothy Thatcher. It was a fine match, but at the end of the day, what does it serve? Not much, right?
Yeah, unless it was to build up Timothy Thatcher, I think it's just another mark, a notch for Finn Balor. And I hope it means something, because Finn Balor is kind of just been killing random people, but he's not in world contention or anything,
exactly.
So it's weird. It's really weird.
He's in that spot where he's just putting over other people and not really, figuring into the main storyline. So hopefully that changes soon. Then we got your ladder match. Damian Priest is our winner over Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Johnny Gargano, Velveteen Dream. I didn't enjoy that win. I think it should have gone to either Bronson Reed or Cameron Grimes. One of the
you've been growing on Cameron Grimes a lot.
Yeah, I have. I definitely love Cameron Grimes, and maybe this will lead to a Grimes and Priest feud. But I think this would have served Grimes a lot more than Damian Priest. If anything, it was almost, I feel like it's like okay, your time is now. You put in the work. Here, have it.
Yeah. It's more of like a reward. Because if you know about Punishment Martinez, right? That's his former name in the Indies. He's a slightly older guy. I think he's in his late 30s, really, man. So his window is short, lah.
I honestly don't think we are going to see him in the Raw or SmackDown shows winning or contending for any damn thing anytime soon. So him, I was like, again, nothing against him, obviously. And then, after, I don't know if you saw the skit they did, he went to some hot tub with some women, so he's supposed to be some rock star or something, I don't know.
Apparently.
But why do they have a hot tub in Full Sail University?
That is the question I always ask. Has it always been there? And if so, what are these girls doing? Like they
are
know
they
COVID,
students? Oh yeah, exactly. Right. No, and it's randomly in the back, at the car park. I'm like, what the hell is there a hot tub here for no reason?
Yeah, no link. No, but did you see the comment? Apparently, one of the girlfriends, the redhead, is actually a girlfriend of Joey Janela, real life girlfriend.
Oh shit! Okay.
So when Punishment Martinez or Damian Priest posted that photo, was it Triple H that reposted it? And then in the comment section was like, "Come on, guys."
Who?
Joey Janela.
Oh, okay.
He commented on Triple H's thing, so it was quite funny lah in that sense. I didn't know his girlfriend is training in the performance center, I guess.
Oh, is it? Well, she's apparently doing better than he is. Anyway. Adam Cole, baby, defeated Pat McAfee. I think for everybody, this was the biggest surprise and might have been the highlight of the night.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was.
Pat McAfee's performance.
Okay, now I feel so conflicted right now because first of all, when you reminded me that Pat McAfee and Adam Cole was a thing, I was like, yeah, that was an awesome match. But the problem is I forgot about it until you mentioned it.
Oh,
so it's like,
right.
What? Okay, so it was memorable, but not so memorable that it overshadowed everything else.
Okay, because this is quote unquote an attraction match, right? It was like when Bam Bam fought Lawrence Taylor. When like, okay, we cannot compare this to Brock because Brock is a legit, like, you know,
athlete.
He started as a wrestler, then he went to MMA. Like, think of other sport stars that have come in. Ugh.
Do you know who I would compare Pat McAfee to? And it's not really a random comparison, but there is a precedent for a former NFL player coming into wrestling and picking it up and doing quite well in it. And now he is King Corbin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
King Corbin, yeah. But when King Corbin first came in, I would dare say he's not as athletic or as smooth or as like have the ring awareness of Pat McAfee really.
Were they college roommates? I believe they mentioned something like that. It would explain a lot actually, because
I think they could be. I know Rob, Gronk and Mojo were legit teammates last time.
Yeah.
And if I'm not wrong, Pat McAfee and Baron might have been like in college together or something. I don't know.
That's probably a link. And you know, like, obviously you could tell that he's not smooth in the ring lah. There were a few moments where they are talking to each other, where there are pauses, but it's like, as far as a crossover, like another sport athlete coming in to do wrestling, is one of the best already.
Bro, and this is like NXT TakeOver 30. It's not some like freaking like BC level pay-per-view.
Yeah.
This is like the NXT fans expect a certain standard. Not just the wrestlers even, you know, I think standard.
I keep bringing up Bam Bam versus Lawrence Taylor because that was the first crossover match I had ever watched back in WrestleMania. Was it 13? 12? I forget already lah.
I think 11.
11?
95, right?
But I remember looking at this NFL athlete being completely winded. Like, he could barely even walk. And
after
then
the end of the match, right?
Yeah, after the match, right? And he was like completely like gassed out. And then now you look at Pat McAfee, he's literally hanging in there with Adam Cole. I'm like, to me, that's why it was the most impressive thing.
As someone who has officially been in one wrestling match in his entire life, I can vouch for you, bro. My match only lasted for 7-8 minutes. Yeah. But by the end of it, I was so tired. I felt like I ran 2.4 km, you know. And that's one thing a lot of people underrate about wrestling. The lungs that you need to have to last in a match. Yeah. Taking pain can get very tiring on the body. It's sure. Painful is one thing, but it's just it takes the breath out of you. Yeah. You're winded. So the fact that he could, a couple of things definitely impressed me. The fact that he could do a moonsault and land on his feet. As you can see, our dear friend from Grapple Max, who has been practicing his moonsaults, Remus, he's been putting out a lot of videos, and that takes a lot of work. You know, that would definitely have taken a lot of training, and even if you're a natural like an athlete, you have to work on it. Yeah. And the fact that he could leap to the top rope from the floor, from the ring. From the ring floor, right? And as someone who have done kick out, shout out to Grapple Max once more, it is not that easy to jump from the ring mat to the top rope, bro. That is like 2 times of a box jump if you ever tried a box jump at the gym.
Pat McAfee is definitely a legit athlete.
He's an athlete, yeah.
And to be able to, you know, transition that into a proper wrestling match, I think he did very well. I mean, obviously Adam Cole had to win lah. You know, Pat McAfee is not freaking winning this match.
And I think it's credit to Adam Cole as well, man. Adam Cole carried him to a great match.
Yeah, and put him over. I think Adam Cole was the only one who could have. That's probably why they made that match.
And lastly, bro, he took a Panama Sunrise.
Yeah, right.
That is not easy to take.
Exactly.
So I mean, flip, moonsault himself and land on his freaking head. So that's shout out to him, man. It's awesome.
Kudos to them, man. They put on a really, really good.
One quick question, bro. Who had the better first time debut match this past weekend?
First time debut match? Pat McAfee or who else?
Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, geez. It's too different, bro.
It's 2 different things, isn't it?
I would say Dominic Mysterio.
I would say just by a bit Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, just by a bit though. Like you have to remember, Pat McAfee hasn't been training. Or at least I don't think he's been training wrestling for most of his life. Yeah.
So I just like the fact that when like outsiders come into the wrestling ring, they respect the business enough to make an effort and be good. So this is like one of the best I would say, celebrity appearances
Yeah.
ever. So much kudos to him.
I wonder if this is a one and done deal. He's just going to go back to commentating, or is he actually going to pursue this full time? I mean, if he does, he would be an awesome heel.
Yeah, he would, bro. And I really like the fact that he's very invested in the business. And I think he would, if he were to learn it and really get seasoned in it, I think he'll be a great addition. I think I can see his personality becoming like the Miz, but he fights like Baron Corbin. I don't know.
Him and King Corbin could be a tag team. Huh?
Oh my God, yeah, that would be awesome.
Okay, let's move on then. Io Shirai defeated Dakota Kai. To be honest, halfway through, I got bored.
we touched on it briefly at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
You know what's my favorite part of the match?
What?
The promo package, bro, before that. Did you saw the promo package? It was like both of them were like in this like surrounded by ring of fire, like flames and shit.
Yeah,
it looked really
cool.
badass. It looked like an old WCW promo.
Yeah.
Like with Nitro exploding at the background. And a couple of things I just realized. I love the fact that they let Io Shirai cut her promos in Japanese.
Yeah. Well, they've done that for a while already. They just subtitle it.
Yeah, it's true. But it's just the way she presents her dialogue. It feels like a anime villain. And it just makes it more exciting to watch. I don't know why, bro.
Right.
And I like how they tied in the fact that Dakota Kai used to be like this cute like New Zealander but anime girl, but she was scared of Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
And then she used like people around her like Tegan Nox, and then she became bad.
Yeah.
And I like that they highlighted the story of Dakota Kai. So it made me very invested in her as a character.
But really, at the end of the day, as a heel though, Dakota Kai, do you find her threatening?
Her together, the tandem with Raquel, I think is a pretty good tandem. It just hasn't been seasoned. Now, she's not compelling yet. She's great. Her character is great, and I see potential there, but it hasn't reached to the point where like, oh, she's must see.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But we gotta agree one thing, bro. Somebody called you?
No.
We gotta agree one thing, man. Between Io and Dakota Kai.
Yeah.
When they were face, they were cute, but when they turn heel, hot damn.
Hot, yeah. Hot.
Damn,
super hot. And technically, Io Shirai has turned back face.
She is like a anti-heel. I think she's quite...
Anti-hero.
She's the protagonist, yes.
Yeah.
But she's badass, and I love that.
So, anyway, Raquel Gonzalez got involved at some point. Do you think this is going to lead to some Raquel Gonzalez push versus Io? I hope not.
Nah, that's so weird, nah.
Yeah.
No, but Raquel Gonzalez got... She tried to attack Io, but Rhea Ripley came in and defended her.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, which leads to Raquel versus Rhea, which is also a match I don't want to see.
It's fair, but at least they both measure up physically, so it would be a more competitive match. I'm kind of sad Rhea Ripley is where she is right now. Having watched the WWE 24 documentary, seeing where she was on the card back during WrestleMania season, I really hope she gets back to that. But for that to happen, she needs to be feuding with Io. So I don't know where that is going to go.
Well, I mean, they could very easily go from she's feuding with Raquel, then with Dakota Kai, then somehow Io Shirai is involved, fatal four-way, triple threat, whatever. It can be done,
Do you feel like the women's division NXT is still pretty strong, regardless of them losing?
Yeah. No, it definitely is still strong, I feel. And they're building Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart and all those.
Yeah, and my favorite girl.
Who?
Aaliyah,
oh my God.
Aaliyah hasn't done it shit, man. But
she's in the Robert Stone brand, whatever the hell that means.
With Mercedes
Martinez. Yeah,
also another badass. So you're right. There is a lot of depth. There's a lot of depth.
Actually, if you look at the women's roster throughout the entire WWE, is as strong as it gets. Even without Becky Lynch, even without Charlotte.
I dare say SmackDown is really underrated. We forget, right? They have a secondary rivalry in Mandy and Sonya.
Wow.
And Sonya can easily, to me, contend for the women's title.
Yeah. Well, depending on where they go with the story, but we'll get there when we get there. Finally, main event, NXT 30, Karrion Kross with Scarlett defeats Keith Lee. And I guess, immediately on SummerSlam, it's okay, we know why. Because during SummerSlam, they add the freaking promo for Keith Lee is coming to Raw. So it's like, oh, no wonder he lost so quickly.
Would you have preferred that? The fact that they announced that he was coming on Raw, or would you rather have that been a surprise?
I don't know. I know a lot of fans were complaining, right? Hey, why not just make it a surprise? But I'm actually okay with it. I'm not whatever, you know?
Maybe right, in this social media world, right, they rather announce it beforehand so people will want to watch the show as opposed to like, okay, the same number of people watch the show, they don't know what to expect. And then boom, he appear, but they don't have potential new fans coming in.
That's true. That's true. Or they could be sneaky about it and leak it.
Oh, yeah. Self-leak, right?
Yeah, self-leak. But I guess they just went with the whole promo. It's like, okay, yeah, Keith Lee's going to show up. If you love Keith Lee, he's going to be there, you know? The match itself, it was all right. Like, to be honest, not the best from these two.
Okay, here's what I think about Karrion Kross as a wrestler. I think he's a better character than a wrestler.
Yeah,
his wrestling is like, right. Okay lah, so-so lah.
Yeah, there is nothing like fantastic. Like Keith Lee is more fantastic as a wrestler, more, you know, spectacular.
Because of his size is like, he is really the cruiserweight, heavyweight in a way, the way he moves, right?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Karrion Kross is literally a heavyweight.
Karrion Kross is just like heavyweight wrestler copy paste. I don't know.
Exactly. So there's nothing truly like interesting. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say interesting. Like you're right lah. He's more character than he is wrestler.
Okay, I do like his Doomsday Saito move. I think like the move can look devastating.
That's only if the guy taking it sells it right, and you don't want them to sell it in a way where they land on their neck. So a lot of times it looks. Yeah.
That's what happened in the very first debut match. I think I don't know who was his like first opponent.
Yeah, but they sold it like the motherfuckers. Yeah,
bro, the way he landed on the neck, like.
Yeah. But you know that's not going to continue.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so essentially you have a guy with a backdrop as a freaking finisher.
Yeah, I guess so. But bro, I like the name Doomsday Saito because I like how it ties to his character as this like Doomsday character. And if they were to carry and bleed it over into his title reign and make it like a compelling team running through NXT, this Doomsday guy is like taking over NXT, is everyone safe? Then okay, it's worth the investment. My only issue is I wish he won the title but from someone else, not Keith Lee after just 1 month of becoming a double champ.
Yeah. Okay, and they showed the promo package of Ciampa coming back on NXT, which obviously leads to a Ciampa versus Kross feud, like, because Kross was the one who put Ciampa out. Right? So I guess this makes sense.
I can dig that. I mean, I like the fact that Ciampa has a chance to get his revenge, even though obviously Kross is still going to win that rivalry and that feud.
They need to build him up.
What is going to happen to Ciampa going forward? I don't know, man.
I just hope that we see more like development with Karrion Kross. I know he's still new, right? And he's got the whole Doomsday thing. But like you said, he's got Doomsday, he's got Scarlet lip syncing. And then sometimes they show him punching the bag backstage like he's an MMA fighter. So I'm like a bit confused. Like, what are you? Are you mystical? Are you, it's like the Undertaker. Like Undertaker he went straight out all supernatural, right? Do you remember? At some point, he was like all MMA. Then it got a bit confusing. And so, what the hell are you? Are you a supernatural MMA fighter or what's the deal?
Hey, don't spoil a potential plot, bro.
What plot? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, he reminds me of who, bro? The most random thing just came to my mind. Giovanni, bro.
Who the hell is
from
Giovanni?
Pokemon. The gym leader from Pokemon.
Do
you know who I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Giovanni, he's like the end boss of the Pokemon League. Like after you fight all 8 matches, the final guy.
Yeah. He has that same mean like.
Yeah, and do you see like a photo of him sitting on a throne and he had like his cat beside him?
Yeah.
I forgot what's the cat's name, right? But yeah, if they were to present Karrion Kross in that manner, like this like end boss, and like he's speaking in the shadow, and then like imagine this promo, he's like in the shadows and he's talking, and then like he leans forward, and then like is his face doing like that. Like there's so many ways you can go about it and make him like menacing.
Okay, you know who he reminds me of?
What?
He looks to me like a white rock.
Rock? Because like The Rock?
The Rock. You see the way his tattoos are, and then The Rock has the same positioning of the tattoos. I'm like, is that a white rock? But without the charisma, of course.
Is he a Latino? He looks very Latino-ish.
I have no idea.
Okay, but what I remember I like about Karrion Kross is not from any of his presentation on WWE TV so far. I really like him when he was interviewed by Chris Van Vliet. Chris Van Vliet.
I remember you told me that, and here's the thing. I don't think we should take any of that into consideration because not everyone's going to watch an interview with, Chris Van
Yeah,
Vliet,
definitely.
or outside. And we are judging him based on his presentation in NXT. And so far, it's, he's the scary guy.
I don't know how much of his character in NXT is his own input. I'm sure it's a collaboration, right?
Of course.
But seeing how the kind of ideas he talk about, the kind of concept he has for wrestling, his influences, when he talked to Chris Van Vliet, I just find that, someone with a mind like this, and I'm not giving him like high praise or blowing smoke off his ass, but the way he talks and the way he conceptualizes stuff reminds me of Bray Wyatt. I feel like if he's given the chance to run with how he sees his character playing out, and I really think we have like a Bray Wyatt on our hands, like another like supernatural but like very menacing gimmick. If we can, of course, polish it, and that's why he's in NXT, right?
Right,
so he's
to
not
work
in the main
on
roster
it.
yet.
Yeah.
And we haven't even heard Scarlett becoming like a true. I really want her to be like who's that? Sensational Sherry.
Right.
That was she made that comparison beforehand, right? I told you before.
She hasn't really spoken a lot.
Yeah.
She's just there lip syncing and then presenting fireball contracts and shit like that.
Do you know what I think, bro?
What?
I think if she she's given more time to speak, right?
Yeah.
She might overshadow Karrion Kross. That's why.
Well, that's fine. Then let her be the mouthpiece and Karrion Kross just goes to the ring and destroys people.
Yeah, she could be the saber to Karrion Kross, Mark Merrow.
Oh, good lord!
Becoming
Please don't
a
make that
bigger
comparison.
star.
Though.
Becoming a bigger star than her. I don't know. That would be
Maybe.
interesting.
So there you go. That's NXT 30 TakeOver. I mean, we can
Out
never
of 10,
fault
out
the
of 10,
wrestlers.
what
We
would
can
you
never
rate
fault the wrestlers, but at the end of the day, I didn't think it was better than SummerSlam, which was surprising because they usually bring the heat. Out of 10.
Yeah. What do you think?
7? 6? 6.5? 7?
I would say 6.
Yeah, more than possible. It's more than possible, but it's not like whoa, outstanding.
It's an average NXT takeover, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like and that's kind of like a high bar. Like average is like better than most WWE pay-per-views, but it's just it's probably better than Extreme Rules Horror Show lah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wow. Let's move on then. SummerSlam.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Let's talk about our favorite show, right?
Oh man, we were so hyped. We were so hyped about the US title scene, right, with MVP. And then the match was on the pre-show.
Oh yeah, that's sad.
Oh shit. Yeah. So Apollo Crews beat MVP, Lashley and Shelton Abad from ringside. So literally no story progression. Like he just had a match, he won, and that's it. Nothing.
And I dare say the match is worse than their previous matches. It's not as if it's like
I didn't even watch the match.
I did watch it a bit, and okay, one thing I like is they are very committed to making Apollo Crews this like very intelligent wrestler that can outsmart MVP.
Okay.
And like he decides to go on his own, he refuses his advances, but he still comes out on top. So I like that. I think they are very committed in making Apollo Crews a character, which is more than he has ever done in his entire career so far on the main roster. So
that's true.
You can't complain about that.
Yeah. Let's get to SummerSlam proper, and we got the big pyro, the crowd noise, the fans. How is WWE ThunderDome? Are you into it? Are you like still trying to get used to it?
I'm used to it really, bro.
Is it?
I'm enjoying it. The only times like it's still weird is when they have a close up on the wrestlers while they're doing their promos or what, and then you can see that the LED a bit blurred in the background.
Correct.
I'm not used to that yet.
Yeah, to me, I feel like it's a bit bright and it becomes a bit distracting sometimes. Like you say, when they zoom in on the wrestlers and you see some dude's face big, like.
Yeah.
It looks a bit awkward sometimes. And like we've shared on our social media too, like, random fans will do bullshit. Like there was one holding up Pikachu. Somebody, I don't know, he put a standee or a picture of Chris Benoit. Yeah,
that's like too much, man. And then there was a freaking KKK member.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
They wore the hat
on our IG. Yeah. I don't know whether it's a video footage of a KKK member,
God.
but like literally it was right. This was on Raw, by the way, just there. And you know, the worst one. This is the worst one, and I don't know how they managed to edit this live. Yeah. Somebody freaking put a footage of an ISIS execution.
What the?
In the fucking LED board.
Are you what the?
Yeah, but it cut off right before the shit happened, if I'm not wrong.
Thank goodness.
I think there was like a beheading shit going on.
Oh my God. Who are these assholes, yeah?
These trolls, right, are going to ruin wrestling for everyone.
Right, exactly.
WWE already made the effort to make it interactive and bring WWE fans into the show.
Yeah.
And if you want to troll, at least make it like
Funny.
fun or like a a wink. But like,
don't try to be
death and suicide and murder and shit. What the fuck?
What's wrong with these people, man?
Yeah.
You know, like Alfred said in the Batman, some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah, that's true.
These assholes. Yeah, if you manage to sign up for the ThunderDome, please don't do shit like that.
Yeah, of course.
At most, wear a kick to the gut shit.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing. When I was like trying to get on the show, right? I tried signing up, and they said like it was already sold out.
Yeah.
Like within like a couple of hours as well.
Yeah, of course.
So there's always people in the virtual waiting room waiting to be on the show.
Yeah.
So you like, what's the extent, right, in which WWE will police this? Do you think that they will like find the WWE universe? Do you think they will like ban them?
Okay, they will probably ban that IP or that email address if you like you said, like that stupid ISIS thing or some shit like that. Like if it's a Pikachu thing, it's like okay lah, whatever lah. Maybe the Benoit thing they could also ban, but like the really obscene stuff they should definitely ban and IP ban or whatever.
And here I thought they were just like the worst thing that can happen is like maybe they show their dicks or like dick pics or what. Like it's stupid, it's fucking dumb, but it's like that's like Americans for you. But like and I can't believe this was like the worst I could imagine like that could have happened.
Yeah, right. And then they went and completely topped it. Oh my god. Yeah.
But you think you can get used to this presentation?
I'm already used to it. But like, I mean, I go back to SmackDown when it first debuted and it looked really awkward. And I think SmackDown, to be honest, was just a test. They were doing everything very safe just to test out this new ThunderDome. They didn't do anything exciting. That's why to me, SmackDown was actually quite boring this week.
I like the color though of SummerSlam. Like maybe it's just the SummerSlam hues, the palettes, the orange and all that. It just made it very
made it pop.
Comfortable to look at. And also, my favorite scenes of like the ThunderDome is when they have those like wide pan shots when you can see the scope of how big it is. That's when it's really, really beautiful to me.
And certain intros as well, they replace the fans with like graphics like of the Fiend, of Braun Strowman. So that is super cool as well. From a presentation standpoint, it looks very, very impressive. But there are definitely kinks to be worked out. So, I mean, we've been shitting on the WWE to like, do something different. And they finally done it. I think we should just let them run it and give them the kudos that they deserve. Because this looks like, it's a lot of money, a lot of effort. They definitely have to hire people to police these assholes. These fans. Like I said before, like I said, like, randomly showing a dick, whatever, but it's like, fucking don't air executions, like, my God.
And it's 100 million times better than the PC. So can we at least be grateful for that?
I will say this, though. Sometimes the crowd cheers sound fake. I mean, they are fake. They're piped in, obviously, right?
They are piped in,
And it doesn't, like, when you see... Okay, I think this works better for heels because when a heel does something heelish, you can see people go, oh, boo, like that, right?
Yeah.
But when a face comes out, you don't necessarily see fans going, yeah. They just like smiling and just nodding. Like some will be, those a bit more happening when they'll be like, yeah, they'll look excited, but they won't really do anything. So when you hear the crowd cheer, is a obviously piped in noise, but you see everyone just standing there smiling away. It's a disconnect for me.
There might be a reason why, right? This past week's Raw, I know we are jumping a bit. The first promo by Drew McIntyre, he did some sort of interaction with the fans. They say like, hey, you guys come, everyone give a thumbs up.
Oh,
like,
right.
It's as if to prove to everyone that, hey, these people are live and they can react to what we are doing.
Yes.
Obviously they can't hear the audio from the webcams because like imagine like 1,000, 3,000 plus webcams with the audio sounds and all that kind of shit. Can you imagine like a random cat from the live stream start meowing?
No, that would present way too many problems. People will say weird shit. And
so
then cannot.
It's great that they kind of pipe in their sound. But if they're gonna create the atmosphere, right? Like try to put in the effort to make it more authentic. Like I would love like the crowd do like a build-up cheer, like a clap or like start random chants. And since WWE loves to control the reaction so much, right? Come on, start controlling the reactions and make it like a dope match. Like I want to see people RKO.
No, but okay. Here's my issue with that too. they will try to do things that they think deserves that reaction, and they have. But we know the WWE audience. Sometimes they will react negatively to things, and it just doesn't sound right. You know what I mean?
You know what's imagine during SummerSlam? I would think during SummerSlam, if there was a live audience, Mandy would have gotten booed and Sonya Deville would have gotten cheered.
Yes, oh my God. It's so weird, but I agree with you 1000%. I actually forgot about that. But when you brought it up, I was like, yes, that's exactly it. Because, okay, are we jumping into it right now? Okay, the match is like the third match down the card. So we'll get to it in just a bit.
Yeah, we'll get to it in just a bit. Let's go through like the first few matches first.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll have some ThunderDome comments as well along the way. So we kick things off with Bayley versus Asuka. Hot start to the pay-per-view. I liked it.
Yeah, the thing about Bayley and Asuka is they will always bring it in the ring.
Yeah,
no matter if they have no storyline, they're just great wrestlers.
Bayley won though, and this would come into effect later lah. So they're obviously trying to tell some sort of a story here where Banks took the hip attack, and then Bayley, rolled Asuka up for the win after the quote unquote distraction. So the narrative was that Banks sacrificed herself for Bayley.
And will Bayley do it for Sasha Banks' match?
Later lah. I mean, like you said, it was a good match, but I didn't take away a lot from it.
It was harmless.
It
was harmless in a sense that I want Asuka to stay on Raw and Bayley is a SmackDown champion. I rather this is like a very temporary interaction. Then Bayley goes back to SmackDown where she has a whole host of new challenges, possibly Sasha Banks, to focus on. Because I think Asuka have a bunch of great potential challenges that I want her to face, like Shayna Baszler, even Nia Jax to a certain extent, I guess.
Well, judging by what happens on Raw, that might not be the case. But we'll get to that in a bit. Okay, then we see this thing where Dominic tells Ray not to come to the ring or not to get involved. Let him handle it himself, which I thought was a nice touch. Because remember last week we were talking about if this is a street fight, then everybody can just get involved.
Yeah, that's true. And I have one takeaway from SummerSlam from this match especially. Now I know where Dominic got his hype from. It's not from Rey Mysterio, it's from the wife.
Oh yeah, she's quite tall, huh?
Yeah, Angie tall, man. And because of that, I really respect Rey Mysterio. Got himself a tall girl.
All right. Next match, though, with Kevin Owens as guest commentator, which is quite interesting. Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
I feel like I've seen this match before.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Only 1,000,000 times.
Oh, exactly. There was a cock-up between Angel Garza and Zelina Vega, which apparently they've teased the breakup like 1 billion times or so.
Man, they tease so much, they should just become strippers, man. I cannot share.
Montez, he's super athletic. We already knew that. He hits that frog splash for the win.
I love that twisting frog splash. He's so innovative.
Yeah.
But there was also one move that was quite innovative from this match. Do you see the double storm that they did? It's like the Alberto Del Rio storm where they put Montez Ford in the corner.
Oh.
And they were both of them were on top of the ropes and then they jumped in together. I think that looked really, really dope. And that was like a cool tag team double tag maneuver.
I hate that move, by the way. I think it looks so fake.
It's fake because if the setup is fake, right?
Because the other person who is hanging in the Tree of Woe has to do a sit up to wait for the 2 feet to come down. It's like, why would you even do that? That makes zero sense to me.
That's why this match makes sense. As in the move that they did made sense. Because do you see what they did, right?
I can't remember.
The partners, like one of them lifted the head up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it makes sense in the sense that I think they like uppercut from below or they just like lift the head up and then
and then
boom.
The timing lah. So it made it look like he actually didn't voluntarily do a crunch for no reason.
It looked quite devastating, I must say. So that's dope.
I'll get that. I get that. Was this just a way to get Kevin Owens on the show? Just to have him guest commentate? Like, why?
Yeah, I guess so. Kevin Owens, I guess, after Raw has some direction, but during this match, he was like, just to add some gloss to it. I wish there was more Bianca Belair interaction though. But other than that, it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay, then we move on to Mandy. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
Versus Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville looking like a broken Matt Hardy.
The vest, right? And the flowing cape, and then she's like all like crazy. I was like, what is this? Broken Sonya Deville. Some of the better work from Sonya I've seen in a while.
Sonya has been killing it, man. And much kudos to her for appearing on SummerSlam and still being professional in spite of whatever happened to her in her personal life. Apparently, she was in court this past week as well to testify for that home invasion shit, right?
Yeah, apparently she's been getting like death threats as well. So that's
From the
fucked
guy?
up. From another guy, another weirdo.
I don't know, man. But
he's saying shit like, the guy who tried to kidnap you didn't do a good job. I'll finish the job.
Serious? Wait,
like, yeah, apparently she's been getting weird like texts and stuff.
Man,
so I hope they settle that soon. I hope they find these weirdos and put them away.
Yeah, and with regards to that, it made sense for her to lose. I guess she needs the time off to kind of like settle things in her personal life.
Yeah.
And I think she deserves a break in that sense.
But the funny thing is, and I think she'll be cheered when she comes back. Like you were saying earlier, I feel like the crowd could have turned towards Sonya during this match. Because, I'm sorry, but Mandy was a clusterfuck in this match.
Mandy was being carried, let's agree.
Dude, she was super sloppy. I know Botch Club posted the photo of her not being able to flip the table. She took like a minute trying to set up the table. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on?
I thought the Botch Club, I saw the one where she was like sliding the chairs at Sonya and Sonya was ducking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was quite funny. But she also, I think Botch Club also did the one where she failed to do the worm.
The caterpillar. No, but that's fine. Okay, that is cute because, she can't do Otis's move. But the fact that she couldn't flip a table up, I was like, are you okay or not? And yeah, she seemed all over the place. It was a sloppy match.
Maybe she was more affected by the home invasion than Sonya because she was the other person in the room, right?
Maybe. And then the finish also was kind of like out of nowhere and not in a good way. It was like it didn't feel like the match built up.
There wasn't a build, right?
Yeah, it was just like that. Here, some shit happened and then the finish happened. And, huh?
I guess her finish is like a running shining wizard. Or like a running.
Wasn't it a power move before?
All this while, I do not know what is Sonya Deville and Mandy's finisher. Obviously, I never played them in WWE 2K, but I guess.
Yeah, she won quote unquote clean with a knee to the head. Yeah.
So that's the thing, bro. You were talking about how like if there were fans in the crowd, they might have turned on Mandy.
Yeah.
Then wouldn't that make the final scene from the match where Otis came in and carried her like Randy and Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth style? Would they have been booed doing that? I don't know.
Maybe I feel like they could have because I would rather at this point see Sonya Deville. Mandy is so vanilla and plain right now. It's not even funny. There's nothing.
No, but I will still love her, lah. I mean, she's still Mandy.
Yeah, but her character does nothing for me now. Absolutely nothing.
I've heard reports that the match was still a hair versus hair match up until like Saturday.
So it was because of the home invasion, lah.
Could be. But that's the thing, bro. I really wish it was that stipulation. It would have made it more compelling. It would have been a more compelling moment to see her getting a head shave. It would have been memorable. And I can imagine, like we said before, Sonya Deville coming back looking like a G.I. Jane.
Yeah, and just whooping ass at Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And do you think she will come back to SmackDown? Because she's already like kicked out or fired from WWE, right? Do you think she'll return to SmackDown or like another show?
I think it doesn't matter. She can come back. Great. There are a lot of options for her. And I think she should just, make her return at the Royal Rumble and make it a big deal.
You know what's so weird? And you can't tell the difference unless I tell you. Sonya Deville is 26, I mentioned before, right?
Yeah.
But Mandy is 30. To me, it feels like the other way around.
Really?
Like
Mandy looks like, older to me.
Mandy looks like older, really?
Yeah.
She doesn't look like a 30-year-old?
No. Who? Mandy?
Mandy.
Yeah, she looks like 30. Yeah, that's about right.
Okay. No, but okay. Then the fact that Sonya Deville is a 26-year-old, I can't really believe it. She feels more mature.
Okay. Well, maybe it's because just her character and the way she presents herself, lah.
Okay. Yeah. I guess so. But it's just so weird, lah. Thinking to myself, like this new generation of wrestlers, like Sonya Deville, Sasha Banks, Mandy. No, I think Ricochet is above 30. But like there is a generation of wrestlers who are in their 20s right now.
Yeah.
My age.
Your
like
age.
Killing it.
They're waiting to break out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sitting in a dark room.
Hey, you're not a pro wrestler, lah. Stop it. You have your own podcast. That's something, okay? Okay, let's move on to the card then. Dominic Mysterio versus Seth Rollins. Street fight.
Talking about the new generation, bruh. Dominic represent the 90s kids.
Did you like Rollins' outfit? where he essentially dressed up as Rey Mysterio's was it
Halloween
his first
Havoc.
Halloween Havoc outfit, his first WCW like match or something like that.
Yeah, that was like one of his most famous matches
most
with Eddie
famous matches.
Guerrero. Okay, the reason why, back in the day in 1997, why he was cosplaying as that. Do you remember this old movie called The Phantom?
The Phantom, yes.
So I think he was cosplaying as that, right?
He's always had this thing where he loved to cosplay as like superheroes, right? Yeah, I remember The Phantom.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think Seth Rollins has just the best ring gear. Like every ring gear he has, like even though he's like paying homage to other people or he's like doing this, doing that, but it looks so damn dope.
Yeah,
like,
and
off the top of your head, do you remember any of his like very memorable?
The white color
gears?
one at WrestleMania was really cool. The Thanos one, obviously.
Yeah, I really like the
Game of Thrones one.
The Game of Thrones one from 2018.
So my question is, does he just buy these, get these custom made, obviously, right? For one use once and throw. Because
maybe somewhere in his basement warehouse, he have all his like gear all framed.
Right.
I think it'll be quite dope.
I mean, it's damn badass, but he must be making enough so that he can buy these one use, or maybe he borrows from the man, the money.
No lah. I think that's all his own money.
No, but it's like really commitment to what he does, because we know that they don't. The WWE doesn't pay for their outfits; they have to pay for their own outfits. Like the WWE, they have costume designers who will help them make, but the wrestlers themselves pay the costume makers to make these costumes.
Because I know like some wrestlers like Randy Orton, like they just wear generic trunks and then they just alternate Monday, Friday, Saturday, like 3 different colors alternate.
Correct, yeah.
And
there
like
are those who customize out the wahoo every single match.
Yeah. But if it was me, I would probably be like a very economic wrestler. I'll probably be like John Cena, 1 jorts for the rest of my career,
So like John Cena moves
so
so much merchandise, it's fine. He has his like different multicolored shirts.
Yeah. No, if I was like a female wrestler, I really had to respect like the effort they make into some of their outfits.
Yeah.
Like I was just thinking back to like this year's Royal Rumble for the women's Rumble, right? All of them have like super dope outfits. If I'm not wrong, what's her name? What's her face? The Riot Squad, Liv Morgan. She had like a super hot like Black Cat cosplay.
Yeah.
And then like Lana had like this like Wonder Woman, I don't know, Captain Marvel-ish theme. Right. And she only lasted like 4 seconds in the Rumble. I cannot thrown out.
Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna just come out, look good, and go away.
Yeah, so I mean, respect. It's like modeling, but physical modeling.
Okay, back to this match then. What did you think of Dom's wrestling gear?
Oh, I love it, bro.
Yeah? Do you like the hood that is essentially Ray's mask? So it's kind of a throwback to his dad, but not really, but it's his own thing. I thought
it's
that
his
was
own
cool.
thing. And that was actually one of the most eagerly anticipated things I wanted to know going into SummerSlam. What was Dominic Mysterio going to wear? Is he going to wear underwear and trunks?
Yeah.
But I guess he went down like the Ricochet / Seth Rollins route, and covered himself up, which is smart. And he used like plated abs to make himself have abs.
Oh, right, yes. The only thing is like, I feel like that hood keeps like flopping onto his head, which is weird.
It would have made more sense if he came into the ring, right, wearing the hood, and the hood really covered his mouth like Daredevil style.
Yeah,
and
like Rey Mysterio lah.
Yeah, but once he reached the ring, he opened it up and he shows his face. So, I like if you would continue wearing this going forward. He looks like a young, like a Nightwing, like a Robin.
Yeah, he does.
Dope. Look it.
So of course, like, it was very amusing whenever Dom does the frog splash, because it's like, who's your puppy? Yeah. I'm
just waiting for him to bust out the 3 amigos.
Oh my god, yeah, that'd be awesome, yeah. I love that. Okay, so they've obviously built this feud up, and we kept asking the question, where can this go? Because they fought each other. Now there are no new elements to add, right? Oh wait, there's one more new element to add: the mother.
The mother.
Yeah, bring the mother out, and then the mother is the one who came out and like very concerned, right? And that was the impetus for what happened at the end.
No offense, bro, but the mom looks like she can be Rey Mysterio's mom as well.
No, yeah. Did you see that picture? I don't know who posted it, but there's a meme picture of the 3 of them backstage.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio is wearing a backpack. It looks like Dom and the mother are taking Rey to school. It's super hilarious.
It's damn cute. I mean, okay lah. Like I remember the Rey Mysterio angle from like 15 years ago with Eddie, right? And even then, NG was, I think, interfered at that match, or came out at the end of the match along with Vicky. So I like that they're keeping it in the family. But if Dominic going forward is gonna be like a full-time WWE superstar, right? I wonder how that makes other wrestlers feel. Like a Humberto Carrillo or like a Ricochet or like a Cedric Alexander. They are not in this huge spot, pay-per-view spot that Dominic seems to be able to just walk into.
It's the whole like second generation, third generation wrestler thing.
Obviously, the investment is a bit more for them to succeed. If only, I mean, he needs a lot more to prove. He's like now Cody Rhodes in 2007. You know, still trying to win over the universe.
But the funny thing is, was Dom ever in NXT or the Performance Center?
No. He trained. Okay, I remember I listened to a Lillian Garcia podcast where she interviewed Rey Mysterio. Maybe it was like a year or 2 years ago. She was saying that Dom is currently going through. He went training at two places. One at Booker T's academy in Texas, and also he went up to Calgary. He actually went up to Stampede Wrestling. I think with Lance Storm. If I'm not wrong, don't quote me on this. The Booker T one is confirmed. That one I remember very clearly. And the Booker T one produced Ember Moon. Yeah, so he got really great training and seasoning from like some legit trainers,
legends.
And of course on top of his dad, and I really like he incorporated some lucha stuff into his wrestling, which was obviously a homage to Rey. But what I wanted to see, but I didn't see enough of, was him pulling out like power moves. Because I think he has the ability to do that.
Well, he has the size to do that, especially against someone like Seth Rollins. But, I thought they played the match off very, well, as in like, Seth is the wily veteran. He's schooling the young boy. Young boy is still doing stuff like arm drags and shit like that. But then he busts out the lucha moves and we're like, whoa, he can do that. Wow. So they told a good story.
They did. This match proved two things to me. That Seth Rollins is one hell of a wrestler to be able to pull this match out of Dominic, right? And one of the most underrated strengths I've seen from Dominic, I guess so far from his first match, is that he has a great ability to sell moves. His facials are great.
Yeah, he's a very good baby. Well, he literally is a babyface.
Yeah, he just
the very name babyface applies to Dominic, right? When he gets the shit kicked out of him.
You open like a dictionary, babyface, you will see beside is his character.
Exactly, his face. Like
badass heel, you open the face, also Walter. So, this is like happy Walter, angry Walter.
Right. Seth Rollins, I think he should just forever be a heel because he does his best work as just this delusional, crazy shit.
Yeah, he is. He really, really. I think he's been carrying Raw in a way, like in a very underrated way. Like,
correct.
So far, right, his segments, right, since WrestleMania has been quite compelling. Everything he's done with Rey Mysterio, I've kind of wanted to watch. Even his horror show match
with the eye.
It's like, it's dumb and bizarre and like weird as fuck. But I was anticipating that match going into that pay-per-view. He's been doing well.
So the end of the match saw Seth stomping Dom right in front of Rey. Rey was handcuffed. It was a great visual, right? Great debut for Dom. Lots of emotion. Because we knew this wasn't going to be a technical masterpiece, so you had to throw in all the emotion. A lot of distractions. So this just means, though, that this feud will continue. It has to, because the villain got the win.
Can I pull out a random statistic for you? The most viewed YouTube clip from SummerSlam was this match.
Okay.
Even more than Drew and Randy, even more than The Fiend and Braun, even more than Roman Reigns coming back.
Really? Wow.
That just proves one thing, like the Rey Mysterio name is so strong and very entrenched with everyone, and that Dominic has pulling power. Like, it's not just the dad. Like, people are very curious to see how Dominic performs.
No, because of the dad, you see. It's like, okay, how will the second generation wrestler do? Will he live up to his dad's name? So I'm sure there's a lot of pressure on Dom as well. And the fact that Seth is helping, make this work says a lot about all of them.
Bro, we all know what would make Dominic like reach that other level, right?
He turned heel.
If he aligns himself with the Monday Night Messiah.
Well, maybe that is going to be a few months down the road. Because
remember what we wanted, the Telegraph storyline to be.
Yeah.
This shit to happen, and then they finally have the blow-off match, father versus son.
Yeah. Hey, I feel like they're slowly getting there. Maybe they can work it into the whole what's his face? Dom is like, I told you not to interfere in the match. Why did you get involved?
Yeah.
Or why did you get Mom involved? Or some shit like that. And that could be the impetus for Ray versus Dom match.
But right, bro, even if Dom doesn't turn heel, I can even imagine a babyface match where like Ray say, I want to retire with my son.
Yeah.
And I want my son to pass the torch, and this is his way to prove to me that he's ready. Some shit like that.
Yeah, it can be done, but in a very like face versus face way.
Yeah.
And then they can have their crying moment in the ring at WrestleMania,
Oh my god, I hope the crowd returns by WrestleMania next year, please.
They definitely need the crowd for that one. So
They do.
But it just looks like Ray versus Seth in some freaking Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, there needs to be a blow-off match for sure.
And it needs to be even bigger and bigger already. We already got the eye poke match. What else can we do? A regular match is not going to cut it at this point.
Bro, ladder match for the custody of Dominic lah.
There you go. That's the one. That's right. Hey, and that's how we get Dominic to become a disciple of Seth.
Yeah. So if he lose, then he has to be under the custody of Seth lah. Oh my god.
We just wrote the path to WrestleMania for them.
Okay, come guys. WWE 2K, please hire us as creative consultants.
For the next game. Yeah.
For the next game, yeah.
Sure. Sasha Banks versus Asuka, Raw Women's Championship. All right. So the story is Asuka has already been beat down.
Mm-hmm.
I actually didn't take a lot of notes during this match because I was into this match. I was like watching it.
They're so smooth together. I really think Sasha is a great women's wrestler.
When she's motivated, and I don't know if you saw the Sasha
Untold?
Banks and Bailey Untold. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah,
Do you?
I did. I just watched it today. And from that, you can tell, like they really love this business. And I think the time where she was like, like screwing off, like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I think she just probably felt really disappointed and dejected.
Yeah, lost passion.
And
because maybe she was not at the level that she thought she should be or deserved to be in the main roster. That's why she threw that fit, right?
Correct.
I felt when I was watching that documentary, they both reminded me of AJ Lee a bit. Like this AJ Lee and Paige, even Paige, like they just love wrestling and they're not the typical looking diva. And because when I saw the first few times when they were coming in, they looked so young and so just they call themselves the average Janes or something like that.
Janes, right? Yeah.
And like it's not a knock off to them, I think they're great looking their own way, but like they're not like the model type. But I felt like once they found their own character, like Bailey got the hugger and Sasha became the boss, they just became beautiful butterflies. They just like
they blossomed
came out of their shell.
Yeah.
So much respect to the end. I have never watched that match like fully, like straight through, until this past NXT. Like when I was watching Untold, I got so hyped up watching the match like through the Untold lens that I seeked out the NXT TakeOver itself and watched that main event.
And it was awesome.
It was so great. In my mind, I was thinking like definitely NXT TakeOver 30 like fell way short of standards.
Didn't live up to it lah. So okay, back to this Sasha Banks Asuka match, and just like what happened in the previous match with Bailey, this time though Bailey avoided the hip attack and didn't take the shot for Sasha. They're running this whole narrative of like, she wouldn't sacrifice herself for her quote-unquote best friend, Sasha Banks. So
I honestly don't mind them stretching this story all the way until next year WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, what's going to happen next? They have to lose the Raw Women's, the tag team titles, right?
Yeah, they do. And I don't know whether they have enough or too much time on their hands left that they might just make the blow-off at Survivor Series or what. But in my mind, there were like rumors of them making the title match at this year's WrestleMania, but it was too soon. There wasn't any story. That's why they spread it out.
Yep.
But now I feel like they have enough momentum. They have such a great allied team run. What do you call it? When Stone Cold and Triple H were together, what were they called?
Oh, Power Trip.
The Power Trip. They had a 2-woman Power Trip, the Golden Role Models, right?
Yeah.
The run has been great, and I feel like I'd rather have a slow burn turn still, even though it's been years of them having slow burn turns.
Yeah. And then have their culmination at WrestleMania lah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's only fitting lah.
Yeah, but who knows what's going to happen? Like you said, if anything, maybe this might culminate at Survivor Series, at Royal Rumble.
Yeah. One thing about the WWE ThunderDome contract that I read up was is the residency is only all the way until October. So it's only for 3 months. It's not like forever.
Well, I'm sure based on the situation, they can extend it lah.
Yeah, I'm sure they can. Like, of course, they have the option to do so if they want to. But I feel like, in a way, even though it is a great visual so far, I still think it's a temporary move by WWE. So,
but for sure, they're not going to go back to the performance center. They can't. They've already set the bar high. You know, all of a sudden you go back to the performance center, it's going to look like shit.
the next best level up that they will have to do is to slowly bring back fans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but who knows when that's going to happen, you know, considering the circumstances. So we'll have to wait and see. A lot of everything this year is wait and see, right? Let's move on then. Actually, you know what? Let's just talk a little bit about what happened on Raw, because the follow-up to that storyline would be Nia Jax and
Shayna Baszler,
all of a sudden becoming friends while they were insulting each other. So it's like an unlikely alliance sort of a storyline, right? They will be challenging Sasha Banks and Bayley for the tag team titles at Payback, which is 1 week away. So then the question is, are they going to lose the titles immediately? If they do, that of course plants the seeds for the Sasha Banks and Bayley feud lah.
The weird thing is, like, just a couple of weeks ago, I thought it was Shayna and Asuka forming like a deadly duo. So I guess they have to show on Nia somehow. Yeah, but in a way, I didn't like it. I didn't like that they're putting Shayna and Nia together. I feel like Shayna should just be her own badass self. She already has her own faction with Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke.
Exactly, you know? Right?
They should rather her have this like crazy Raw Underground run, build herself up to be like this super badass, and then challenge Asuka for the title. Asuka and Shayna needs to happen either way, right?
Yeah, but maybe somewhere down the road after they've had some. I just feel like Vince is not sold on Shayna, and the most he can give them is give her anyway is the tag team titles. And
do you hear the insult that Nia calls Shayna, like she's like the Addams family?
Oh god, yeah.
She looked like the Addams family, and then like she replied by calling her Hellstacks Calhoun.
Yeah, which I don't think a lot of people caught the reference or
that is such an 80s wrestler reference. Yeah,
I'm like, huh, what?
Maybe I don't know. I don't want to assume that Vince is like superficial, but maybe she doesn't find Shayna hot. Like,
no, I'm 100% agreeing with you on that one. I feel like that's what it is, and she's not like badass like Ronda Rousey, has a huge name, you know.
No, she is badass, but she's not a hot badass like Ronda Rousey, unfortunately.
Right, nor does she have Ronda Rousey's name or
value.
Accolades. Yeah.
But in my mind, I feel like Shayna is such a destructive like
monster heel.
She looks like she can be in the cast of Orange is the New Black.
Oh,
it's like the butch badass like manly girl in the prison, which is also a great character that you can use. You want diversity, they should push her. I don't know.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, I guess, where this goes. But anyway, it looks like that's what's going to happen for Payback lah. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. Let's get to it now. The WWE Championship.
Let's talk about the ending, bro.
The ending.
Yeah, like how the match was won.
Oh, right. The backslide, the backside, the black side, the
hashtag black side.
Backslide. Yeah. He never saw it coming, bro. And we didn't see it coming either. This cannot be the end of the feud, right?
Yeah.
This obviously is a setup for somewhere down the line. They have to clash again because, you didn't beat me properly. You beat me with a backslide. But then it's like, I want to bring up the fact that also, you know who they interviewed before the damn match?
I can't remember who.
HBK. They had a little picture?
Oh yeah, they had like a...
He's talking about it. I'm like, you really know selling the pun, huh? Like everyone else that Randy has punted, Christian, Edge,
have disappeared, right?
Ric Flair, they disappeared for weeks and months. This HBK immediately gets up and then on SummerSlam, he can still talk. I'm like, what the hell?
You know what's the best part?
What?
He didn't even look at the camera. He was talking off camera.
What was that about?
It was such a Jerry Springer thing. Okay,
maybe he got kicked so hard that he blur. He cockeye already. He can't see.
Bro, I love how 15 years ago he oversell, and then 15 years later he never sells.
He knows.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 15 years ago, he would have like after receiving the kick, he would have jumped up out of the ring, fell on the floor, like died.
Yes, yeah. Okay, I don't know. I mean, he has built up enough equity and like love from the audience that we don't give a shit. It's just
but I think it's just funny, you know?
Yeah, it's so funny. Here's the thing I like about this match, right? I wouldn't say it's a classic. I wouldn't say it's like 5 stars.
No.
But I love how it feels like a heavyweight match.
Yeah.
It feels like a world title fight. It feels like there was a good mixture of like, big time feel. There was like brawling. There was good wrestling. And I just love that we have a wrestler who is our main champion that has more than 5 moves. Like, I feel like this was like a competitive wrestling match, It wasn't just suplex, F5, and that's it. So, and I like that they played along on this, how Randy is supposedly now the greatest wrestler in the world because he won the greatest wrestling match ever, right?
And yet he still lost via backslide.
Yeah, which is, I like that subversion. Everyone was expecting either a Claymore or an RKO.
Yeah.
But then he lost with a backslide. Yeah. And I was reading some like old like wrestling news and some stuff like that, right? There is a precedent for a world title match that ended in a backslide.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, this has happened before. Or backslide, schoolboy.
Yeah. Apparently, it was a really, really big match. Do you remember this guy called Kerry Von Erich?
Yeah.
He actually won the NWA title from Ric Flair. I think they did a tribute show because one of his brothers committed suicide or some shit in the early 80s. And this was like a world-class championship wrestling match or something. So Ric Flair was like the NWA champion. He came to the WCCW territory and dropped the NWA title to Kerry Von Erich via backslide. So, so when I found out that little fact, then I was thinking like, I can't believe that WWE would be so like hipster to do that. Or did they do that coincidentally,
It could very well be that one of the writers or, oh my God, all of a sudden I forgot his name. He does
Bruce
the podcast.
Pritchard?
Bruce Pritchard, yeah. It could be very well that he remembers that because that was his era of wrestling. Yeah. So he's like, oh yeah, hey, let's do that. And they knew they could get away with it because this wasn't the main event. If this was the main event, the last match, it would have been a wet fart of a finish.
People would shit on it, I think so too.
No, but the audience would be cheering because it's fake news, fake noise.
Fake news.
Fake news, right?
But that was actually one of the things that was curious to me. I was like surprised that Drew and Randy didn't go on last. But obviously, now, I didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, now we know why. And it makes sense that what happened last because they needed the big impact at the end. So this feud is going to continue. It's not the end. I don't think they've had their classic yet, like you said, right? But it's fine.
I want to see them. I want to see them fight at Hell in a Slam. Hell in a Slam. Right, okay. Yeah, I feel that they can stretch out 2 more pay-per-views. Maybe one more Night of Champions match and then a Hell in a Cell match to blow
have them clash at the next big one like Survivor Series or Royal Rumble.
And I still don't want Randy to lose clean. Clean in the sense that he takes a Claymore and die,
He takes a Claymore and die.
I want him to even have like a screwy victory over Drew, but Drew still keeps the title. Maybe it's like a DQ finish, or like he just goes berserk and like punt kicks him to death until he gets disqualified. At Night of Champions, and then it became so personal that they like try to end off this feud blow off at Hell in a Cell, right?
Yeah.
And right at the end of Hell in a Cell, like
the cell explodes.
No, not the cell explodes. Like I want some sort of age interference or something that will make Randy transition away from Drew so that Drew can have a new challenger. Correct. But in a way that they don't lose momentum for both of them. Right.
And then you have your Edge versus Orton at WrestleMania next year.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I really like the Keith Lee distraction. The diversion.
Yes. Well, we'll talk about that once we talk about Payback, which is next week, the preview. Here we go. Main event time for SummerSlam. Braun Strowman, heel versus Fiend, heel for the WWE Universal Championship. 2 horses brawling it out, back and forth. This was not going to be a technical match, nor did we expect it to be. Everyone's kicking out of each other's finishers.
It was what I expected it to be, given the circumstances.
When Braun went for the penknife, the box cutters, I was like, is he going to stab the fella? Like, what the hell? Oh my God. But no, this was a bit stupid because he starts cutting up the ring, right, to expose the board, which we've already seen on AEW. But, and we saw it on NXT as well. Remember the Ciampa
and Gargano,
final one. So he cuts up the board, the mat, exposes the wood, and then he kind of Sister Abigail on it. I'm like, voila, you look them dumb,
Yeah, it was a damn dumb finish. Yeah, one thing I didn't like about the match was they promoted it's a Falls Count Anywhere match, right? But they go just backstage only.
And for a very short while.
Yeah, it's as if like they are playing WWE 2K, and then like for example, like the back part is blocked, so they can only go to the backstage.
No,
I don't
because
know, man.
the loading screen takes too long, so they
Maybe
didn't go
like
that far.
because to me, right, if they had played on what happened at the end of SmackDown, do you remember they brought all the way to the back and then he kena choke slam down the loading dock or some shit like that.
Yeah.
If they had continued and let Braun and Fiend feud all the way to like the freaking boiler room for some shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
And just have like a crazy ass spot there, and then slowly beat them up back to the ring, I think that would have been so much more epic.
Yeah.
So I guess they missed that opportunity, lah.
Yeah, and we've seen, as you know, long-time wrestling fans, we've seen Falls Count Anywhere matches just get crazy wild out into the streets and shit like that. And it's like they had the opportunity to do that. They could have filmed that beforehand or whatever. We could have seen that, but yeah,
Finn
like
could
you
have
said,
done some teleporting shit if for all I care. You know?
Yeah, but none of it was done. It was just blah backstage, come back out, and then cut up the ring, and like we just said, the whole cutting up the ring and then he falls prey to it. It wasn't like Fiend low blowed him or anything. Yeah. He literally just reversed. He had one reversal left in his game. He hit reverse, Sister Abigail, boom, lost.
You know what's the worst part about the ending, bro?
What?
Okay, he did the one Sister Abigail, then he stood him up for the second one, right?
Yeah.
But the second one, he was struggling. Do you see he tripped over himself? The Fiend was tripping over himself trying to do the Sister Abigail. And when his head landed, he didn't even hit the floorboard. He hit the ring canvas part.
Oh, shit.
You know, the second one where he got the tree count was so bad visually. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't understand the logic behind that finish. It feels rushed, maybe. Yeah. But of course, that wasn't the story. And this is why I feel so bad for the two of them. Like, they are out there. And as far as SmackDown is concerned, right, their feud has been the most compelling shit in the past few weeks.
That's true.
There was no Alexa Bliss to be seen anywhere here.
Which is such a shame.
Right? And then they had a bit of a wet fart of a match. The ending was a cock-up central.
They had no retribution to at least spoil the shit.
Yeah, there was no... Yeah, right? Which is fine, whatever. They didn't have It's almost their feud was left hanging. Mm-hmm. And then Roman Reigns shows up and spears everybody to death. Like...
And then when Roman Reigns shows up, he OPs everything. It's as if like the feud go by the wayside really.
Correct. And yeah, the main focus becomes, Roman Reigns is back. You'll never see it come. Like, his return is big. Yes, it is, something to be celebrated, but it completely overshadowed what Braun and Fiend had been doing for the past few weeks. And to me, and Alexa Bliss as well. And that to me sucks. And I wonder, and this leads me back to my theory, right? Is Roman Reigns back as a heel? Because he does seem quite heelish. Mm-hmm. And is this a play where the WWE knows by making him so OP, people are going to hate him and
make him a mega heel?
Mega heel. And we, as like the marks, right, the old school fans, we will really hate Roman because we will feel like he just came back and completely eliminated their feud, overshadowed their feud. And that's why at Payback, he's going to win. Can you imagine? He comes back within a week, wins the title. The internet will shit on Roman Reigns, and maybe that's what they want.
The Fiend has chased this title for like over 3 pay-per-views. Yeah. And he finally won it like now, right?
Yeah.
And he's
then
not
loses
even
it within a week.
Yeah, and he's not even the headline coming out of SummerSlam.
No. And then he loses it. Like, can you imagine the hate Roman Reigns would get? The nuclear heat among the wrestling fans. But do you think this is done on purpose? But can you
imagine the amount of fans tuning in the week after to see what happens after that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's genius lah, but it's fucked up, but it's genius lah.
Yeah. Like, and then, okay, so now wrapping up SummerSlam, developments on Raw, and there's no real time to develop shit on Raw. The only cool thing about Raw is they finally got the Hurt Business back on Underground and they look cool again.
Bro, but it's the same image from 4 weeks ago, bro. They should have just stuck with the damn thing.
No, but this time, Bobby Lashley wasn't wearing a jacket.
Fuck off. One difference only.
Yeah. Dolph had some match with who?
Dolph had it. Didn't he fight Bobby actually?
Bobby, yeah, Bobby. So that was actually not the worst match lah.
Okay. Do you realize that there was a new development in Raw Underground this past week? They moved away from featuring the lesser known newer stars like Daba Keto and
what happened to Papa Shango? How come he didn't show up?
No, I feel like maybe they are making it like each week they are focusing on different aspects of Raw Underground, and this week is more about the established stars.
Yeah, it was.
So we had like Dolph, we had Iva, We had
Bobby.
Sheena and appearing with the girls, and then we had Bobby, and obviously Hurt Business ending on top. And I like it, bro. It seems like it's a running joke. Every time like Hurt Business lose or like have some shit happen on the main roster, I think they go into Raw Underground to like force some steam.
It's like screw it, man. Let's just go down and beat some real people, beat people up.
Yeah, beat some punks and like fuck this shit lah.
Yeah, with no real like quote unquote consequence on their career or whatever. Like
they should just keep Hurt Business as like the Def Jam of like the Raw. Like they start the show, they just there. Really.
Well, then they had the arm wrestling match. Apollo, like quote unquote, like you said, like they're playing him off as a more like whip smart, cerebral champ. So he's like he stomped on Bobby Lashley's foot, like, and he won the arm wrestling contest.
Wasn't Cedric Alexander in Raw Underground, or did my mind confuse it? Oh no,
they tried to play the whole MVP's talking shit to him again.
He was in the 24/7 championship. I forgot.
Oh, and I don't know if Mark Henry did it on purpose, like he called him Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh my god, that was funny, man. No, I think that's a botch. I think
was it? Do you think he screwed up? But he recovered very quickly. He's like, oh, but he is quite entertaining, Cedric Alexander.
Yeah. I think that was just a mistake. But like being the pro that he was,
he turned it around immediately.
They should call him Cedric Entertainer. I think that would be a cool gimmick. It's better than like freaking Shorty G.
Well, the Age of Alexander, a shit that didn't sell.
Yeah, the age. He thinks he aged often.
That's why. No. What has Ricochet done, by the way, other than show up in backstage?
He's pretending to do arm wrestling contest lah. That's what he's doing now lah.
Oh
he feels like a kid backstage.
Yeah, like with all these adults.
He feels like the rookie kid guy. I don't know why. Like he was presented so much cooler in NXT.
And then they completely dropped the ball. Aleister Black turn.
Yeah,
he comes out with a cool eye bandage deal, and then he turned on KO.
Do you have hopes for this, or do you think it's gonna be a false dawn?
No, if anything, it's KO versus Aleister Black, and I want to see that match.
They've never clashed in NXT, right? I think they passed each other just before, right?
And if anything, it is hopefully they get some airtime to actually sink their teeth into this feud. I trust the two of them to pull off some cool shit.
I would like it if it's an intense feud, like both of them are like serious. Loggerheads and they beat each other's ass up. I think it would be pretty dope.
It sure as hell is better than Aleister Black being a Rey Mysterio's friend for no reason. Yeah,
like I want him to be evil and like satanic and MMA supernatural fighter. You know what I mean?
I miss hearing that entrance theme. He needs to come back and do shit. Okay, which leads us to Payback then. Let's take a look. Because right now, technically, I
thought you wanted to say, speaking of shitty entrance themes.
Oh my god, I forgot about it. Okay, let's talk about it then. So the big debut on Raw. Oh, bask in his glory. Jang. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Okay, I read a rumor is that the reason that they changed it is because they want to distance themselves away from CFO is the guy who used to compose their music, right?
Yeah, they're a musical duo that made Nakamura's song.
Yeah, but he's left.
Yeah, they have left.
They okay, right. CFO have left, and therefore they wanted to change his entrance theme. So maybe next time they don't have to pay the rights law or something like that.
Yeah. I've read about that news as well. So from what I understand, and I think if you have seen, I've posted the tweet from Keith Lee himself. He made out an official statement and put it on his Twitter.
Okay.
And he's saying that, guys, I have no choice in this matter. Like I have no say in this.
Yeah.
And like I'll deal with this later. For now, like I can't do anything. This is out of my hands lah. So from what I understand, you're right. CFOS was the one that made the song, but they actually parted ways with WWE on amicable terms.
Right.
The reason was they are signed under a third-party publisher.
Okay.
So they were hired by WWE as consultants to make the song. But WWE, as in CFOS, release it through a separate publisher. And this publisher is the one that's holding up WWE for a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah, so like if you realize the WWE YouTube, they have a music channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't posted any new songs in like about half a year already.
Because they can't lah.
Yeah, because the CFOS songs are still with WWE. They can release it, but I think they have to pay the publisher like some obscene amount of money.
Right.
So maybe you're right. I think maybe they are not sure they have to remix it so that they can still kind of save the rights.
Well, freaking remix a proper version. Maybe this is just the last minute like, oh shit, he's been called out. We have 3 days to do a new entrance theme, because it really just sounds like you cut out the front bit of his old theme and then add generic created wrestler rock music 5.
Something that they probably can find off like YouTube Music Lab or some shit.
Yeah, they Google royalty-free music rock and then just stuck it to bask in his glory. Jang, 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 jang. Like, wow.
Okay, like the music may be out of his hands, but Keith Lee could have sat down and thought about it before he started wearing that skirt to the ring, right? Come on.
Okay, yeah, what is up with that?
It smells like Vince McMahon all over, bro. Like,
you think it's like Vince McMahon telling, because he also wore this like sleeveless tight shirt
thing,
compression deal, which he never wore in NXT. So is it Vince telling him, hey, cover up your belly?
Yeah, probably he's like,
but why?
Lee, you are Gemmo and you're going to be fighting Randy Orton, who has a sexy body. So I think no one's going to look at your body and think that you're the baby face. So
screw that. Yeah, that's so
put a shirt on.
I mean, he looked the way he looked exactly in NXT, and he got over in NXT. So,
bro, I love him just the way he was,
Yeah, we love him the way he is. So what the fuck? He wearing the hell? He wearing some funny singlet thing with some weird skirt deal, and it looks so off. Okay,
the important question: Did all of that, was it enough to ruin Keith Lee's debut, or do you think, in spite of that, I think it was still a great debut?
I wouldn't say it was great. I think it was good. I think your average WWE fan that doesn't watch NXT might take a while to warm up to his character, because like I said before, he actually talks like a bit like a heel when he talks about himself.
He got this very smarmy, like showman.
Yeah, a little bit, right? But once he proves his chops in the ring, then you're like, oh shit, he is that damn good.
Didn't you say, or didn't we all agree that he looked like Mighty a bit?
Yeah, a little bit, with a bit more athleticism, right? Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, like I just hope he has that. Okay, he has a bit of the Rocky Maivia vibe right now, but hopefully he can transition that into, like, when he actually does stuff in the ring, then people are like, holy shit, he's really good, and fall in love with him.
One thing I really like about his appearance, obviously him coming out and challenging the biggest dog in the roster in Raw in Randy Orton is a pretty badass ballsy move. But the match itself, up until like the weird ass disqualification when Drew ran in, the match itself was, I think, very promising, because Randy really sold for Keith Lee, and like his facials when Keith Lee was like overcoming him in a show of strength, or he was like, whoa, this guy is like, there's something to him,
No,
I really like that.
They definitely need to play that up, because, remember the last time we saw Keith Lee was Rumble. Oh no, was it Rumble? Was it Survivor Series?
It was Survivor Series, and he appeared in Royal Rumble as in the match.
And he was quite dominating, and like Roman Reigns gave him the whatever shit. So they have to put him over big. Of course, they are not going to give away the match for free lah. We're going to see it at Payback. Which we will get to now then, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about it as well. I think it's a great diversion from Randy Orton. Like Randy Orton, like, is fighting someone else, letting his 3 punt kicks to Drew McIntyre at least being sold. So not just like he fucking can return and fight on Sunday, right? So
unless you're HBK, only HBK can come back within 5 minutes. Like, okay,
HBK different, bro.
Legend.
But so I like that, they are having something for Randy to do, and Drew can rest, and they stretch out their own
program.
A bit more,
so Keith Lee versus Randy Orton, Payback. No stipulations, just a singles match. I
kind of think Randy is gonna lose. I think Drew McIntyre will come in and interfere.
You think so?
On Randy, yeah.
So like a fucked up finish lah. But yeah, it cannot be Keith Lee comes in and immediately loses, right? But it is Randy Orton though.
But I think that's the fact that he is Randy Orton. He of all people will definitely be open to doing this, and he can still retain his Randy Orton-ness.
by having Drew be the cause of his loss lah.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, I think that. Also, Apollo Crews versus Bobby Lashley for the US title. I'm actually less interested in this.
I like how Apollo Crews is cycling through all of the Hurt Business.
Yeah. Right. I'm amazed that he didn't fight Shelton Benjamin
for the 24/7 title
on Raw or something like that. Just to go through all of the Hurt Business.
Actually, right, Apollo versus Shelton for the US title would have been a better match.
Very athletic match.
Yeah, but I like Bobby now. Like I like his presentation now. So him winning the US title in this current incarnation is not a bad thing.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think that kills Apollo Crews' momentum? Because they are obviously trying to push him and build him as this, smart baby. And maybe he'll win by the skin of his teeth, like just barely win by doing something really smart.
Perhaps. I think that could be what happens. Like I said, Apollo Crews is being built up, and I like that. Even though Paul Heyman left, his pet projects are still being invested on.
Yeah. Then we got Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, the unlikely duo. This is for the Women's Tag Team Championships.
I feel, and this is weird because we've been hinting on the Sasha and Bayley breakup, right? Yeah. I think that they will retain the titles.
Really?
Because
Bayley?
Yeah, Bayley, because Shayna and Nia implode on their own.
Right, and then
because I feel like they're going more towards their own rivalry than they are becoming the champions.
Okay, so then we got Shayna versus Nia. Who would be the heel and face in that one?
I think people would obviously root for Shayna more lah.
Yeah, you think so? Okay.
Shayna would be an anti-hero lah.
But we know that Shayna is much better as a heel, and she's always been presented as a heel. I don't know if she can be that sympathetic babyface because she's supposed to be a badass.
She's not gonna be a sympathetic babyface. She's gonna be a badass
babyface,
anti-hero, or she's still gonna act like a heel. She's still gonna be a heel, but we're just gonna cheer for him more than Nia. Obviously,
that's the thing. We don't know whether people will cheer for her or not because, there's no audience. But
who will tell us that?
WWE
themselves.
Yeah, actually, that could be now. We can try and see who they're trying to push as heel or face by listening to the crowd noise they pipe in. Is it boos or cheers?
Yeah. That's actually quite interesting.
Because going back to SummerSlam, right, when Roman Reigns did his big return and everything, right, the crowd noise that they piped was neither cheer nor boos. It was just sort of like noise.
It was just noise. Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know where they're going with this. They didn't pipe in boos, but it wasn't out. Right, cheers.
If they can't decide where to go with a direction, right, and they just keep it neutral in the sound.
Yeah, maybe they have sound effects got neutral, heel, and babyface. They got 3 different settings you can choose.
Oh my god, that's such funny, man.
Or mix them together.
They should have Roman sucks.
Yeah, no, let's go Roman sucks. Dueling chants.
They should. Fight forever.
Holy shit, chants.
Yeah. It's great, man. I mean, come on, WWE. You're already controlling the crowd. Might as well go all out. Big brother that shit.
Okay, so then finally we got the Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. No holds barred triple threat match for the Universal Championship. Okay, that one's obviously going to be the last match on the card, right?
Lack of build aside, bro. I'm looking forward to this match.
I am too, because if anything, I want to see if my prediction comes true that they are really hot-shotting it straight to Roman Reigns just to build that heel heat. Like the amount of heel heat he will get for doing that from the internet crowd would be tremendous. Did
you see this little Instagram exchange between Randy and Roman Reigns?
I briefly looked at it. Like Randy,
Randy making fun of his new teeth.
Oh right, yeah. With the horse teeth, right?
Yeah. So what happened was he posted up the Family Guy photo first with the bright shining glow from the teeth, and then he was saying welcome back Roman, and then Roman actually shot him back and posted that selfie of himself with the new teeth. He was like, why don't you work on yourself and make yourself more relevant or something like that? You had to call me out, you work on your own numbers, some shit like that. And then Randy being Randy, which I love on social media, he was like, well guys, you guys heard it first from the horse's mouth. And then he put side by side a fucking horse. But do you think WWE has missed Roman Reigns a lot? I think the audience has missed Roman Reigns.
I don't know, man. I don't know. To be honest, when he made his return, and also my experience was a bit ruined because I had a Zoom call after that during the. Okay,
that one can ruin your whole experience for you. Come on.
No, because I was watching it live, right? And then I had a scheduled Zoom call at 10 o'clock. And the thing went to 10:15 or something like that. So the last 15 minutes of SummerSlam, I watched on mute.
What? Okay, so
I hope nobody on the Zoom call is watching this podcast or listening right now. But so when I saw it, it was in mute, so I didn't hear the excitement or whatever. I only rewatched it after my Zoom meeting.
Okay.
So I already knew what was going to happen, but I did not feel excited about it at all. But it could be because it wasn't live for me lah.
I don't know. Okay, like some of my friends have actually reached out to me and said that, man, WWE feels quite empty without Roman Reigns. When he returned, I feel like, oh, okay, it's something again. And this is weird because the people that I was talking to, they are Roman haters. So it's like they acknowledge the fact that Roman is a big name now, like maybe on the level of a John Cena, where he is, I guess he creates a hype lah. Whatever Roman does has its people who wants to know, like the attention is there, which is weird.
I wouldn't call him a John Cena level. And are you talking about movie star John Cena?
No, I mean
older,
in the context of like the number one guy in the company, where he's like the main event guy.
I feel like he's more of a Triple H returning than a John Cena returning.
So he's not the number one main guy on the roster.
Triple H was the number one main guy on the roster for a long time, right?
Okay, then why you relate it more to Triple H and John Cena?
Because John Cena, I feel like he's transcended WWE wrestler. He is movie star. He is multimedia star, like The Rock, right? Like Stone Cold.
Okay, I'm not talking about Cena now. I'm talking about Cena when he was on top of WWE, like in his WWE run.
Okay.
Like the early 2005, 2006, where I think he came back from his injury and like came back at Royal Rumble. Like people, that was when he was like in his nuclear head mode, you know. But he was out with an injury for quite a while, and when he returned, people were just glad to see him back. Not because they are fans of him, but they like miss the character of that being on the shows. You know, so
I don't think the comparison is there. Not for me, anyway.
Okay, fair enough. But I guess maybe newer fans or people who are in this generation, I don't know whether they can relate, but they seem to have missed Roman, and Roman is another bona fide like main eventer in the scene right now. So
what about you? Personally, do you feel like, oh, Roman's back, this is gonna be exciting, or oh, he's back?
I got excited when he was back. Like it didn't turn me on, but it was.
He didn't turn you on, huh?
He didn't
do it for
on.
you, huh?
The new thief was like,
too much.
No, like I was happy that the depth of the main event was filled out now that Roman is back, and the original plan was for Roman to be champion going to WrestleMania, right?
To win it versus Goldberg, and that's why I feel so bad for, first of all, Braun, who wasn't supposed to win the championship, did the best he could. It was always his dream, and then lost it to the Fiend, and then the Fiend got jobbed out immediately to Roman Reigns. So it just like, unless there's no way they can be bringing him back as a face, because it just, the marks, us internet fans are going to shit all over this.
The justice of it would be if by some hook or by crook, the Fiend retains the title.
Yeah.
But the likelihood is so low because we know like WWE would probably want to hitch the bandwagon on the main guy.
Yeah, so but then are they pushing him as a face or a heel? That's my question again. Like, you know, the way he's been acting, it's been
if Roman comes back he wins the title as a bona fide heel, I think that could be an interesting story, obviously.
But then you have 3 heels in your main event scene on SmackDown. Braun is a heel now. The Fiend is obviously a heel, but he's such a cool heel, he's technically a face.
So who's the hero that SmackDown needs right now?
Drew Gulak.
Fucking Daniel Bryan back in the main title scene? That would be quite dope.
Daniel hasn't been seen on screen for a while too. AJ Styles is a heel as well.
Yeah, because of the birth of his child. So he could be due a return after a couple of months.
Maybe. But all the best workers, like all the main guys on SmackDown, is like the land of the heels.
Yes, yeah. I know. Bro, Matt Riddle.
Ding, ding. No, he's busy having matches with AJ Styles now. They're trying to build him up still, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Roman's place on SmackDown. I think he still needs to be the top dog, as much as he deny it, but like he is the man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just how far are they going to push him down our throats, and are they self-reflective, and do they know themselves enough to realize that what they're doing is going to make him a mega heel? Or are they going to just think that, we are pushing him straight into the main event, he's going to win the title and he's going to be a babyface? Because
they can't be in denial. They have to accept Roman's place. Okay, he's going to be a heel. Make him a heel.
Yeah, make him just this destroyer. He comes in, takes whatever, doesn't give a shit about anything. And okay, after watching that WWE 24, you know, the one about WrestleMania, right? and we want to talk about this as well. They interviewed all the people involved, and one of them was Braun Strowman. And they told Braun Strowman's story about how as a kid he was bullied. And then the fella during the interview started to cry, and everything. I'm like, oh my God, I love Braun Strowman. Like the documentary series that they do such a good job of painting them as the human beings they are. And if anything, they tell a better story or
than the main roster shows,
than the main presentation on screen, which is so weird to me because I'm like, now I'm a Braun Strowman fan.
Yeah, but there's a problem. Like all this while we've been shitting on Braun, saying that he's like boring character, and then he turned here, he's like gonna be the same monster, blah blah blah. and like that's why I feel like if WWE really knows like the talent and the potential in their roster's hands, their characters' hands, like Ricochet should be more than Ricochet is right now. Finn Balor should be more than Finn Balor is right now. Like there's so many people who haven't reached their peak 100% potential on WWE, and it's not as if they can't. It's not as if they don't have the talent. It's not as if they don't have the ability to connect with the fans, but they are not given the opportunity, or they're not being framed in the right way. And I think Braun Strowman is like a perfect example. Like
it's the presentation.
By the end of the documentary, I didn't give a shit that Roman was injured. I didn't give a shit that like Goldberg is old. Like I just wanted Braun to win and be a happy fat kid,
No, they made me give a shit about Braun. And then this is immediately after the fact that he just got jobbed out on the mat.
Maybe the timing not right. I mean, like, if they had shown this documentary, like, maybe, like, 2 months after...
Yeah, then maybe not so bad, right? Yeah, now I feel so bad for Braun Strowman. And it's not like he can all of a sudden turn face again, because he just turned heel. He killed Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, he just became, like, this fucker, like, monster again.
Yeah, destroying, like... So it's like, it's not like he can turn back face. So, like, what's going on?
Do you wish WWE was more streamlined in their presentation of wrestlers like last time? Because now is this social media age, you always want to see like the real person behind the character, blah blah blah. Kayfabe is dead, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But now,
so
WWE
we are talking
is presenting it as well. Like they're guilty of it as well.
Which is a bit of the issue. I feel like if they are going forward with this quote unquote reality era where the on-screen persona is similar enough so that it makes sense, right? I feel like they should go in that direction instead of making Braun Strowman this destroyer, and then I don't know. And then after that, show the piece where he's crying because people used to bully him as a fat kid. And I wonder about those people who used to bully him. I wonder if they're shitting their pants now, going, "Oh shit."
All I know is this feels like the end of a movie, like Beauty and the Beast. When the whole time I thought he was a beast, but actually he's just a misunderstood kid. And like by the time I want to root for him, it's too late. He died already. Then I'm living with all the regrets.
Yeah, now you feel bad about yourself, right?
It kind of feels like that right now. So
yeah.
And Braun apparently, remember he got a lot of shit from like the universe because during the furlough period or when the WWE superstars got released, I think he bragged about how like he also made his own money. He had nothing when he came to WWE. He built himself up to be something. So in a way, he's kind of insinuating that these people who were released, maybe they don't deserve to be there, or like they didn't work hard enough.
Really? Okay.
There was like a tweet that he sent out, and then like he got a lot of shit for it. Like, he's basically trying to protect the company because obviously the company got a lot of hate for doing all the releases, right?
Yeah.
But in a bit of protecting the company, he came across as very high and mighty in a way. And actually knowing his background before that, I really felt that his heart was in a good place, but just what came out or what came across just wasn't well portrayed.
Yeah, sometimes
that's the issue.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have just basically 240 or 280 characters it's all in text. There's no nuance to these messages, that you send out. So
so I wish like humans can just have conversations in real life, in person, instead of like posting on social media.
Like we are having right now, bruh. That's why people love to listen to the podcast.
No, if you have issues with whatever we say and you disagree with our opinions, come talk to us in person, man. Like find us. Don't find us. Don't be a Sonia Deville stalker.
Oh my god, what the hell, bro?
But if you want to find me, I mean, you can go to Kick Out.
Yes, that's right. Kick Out by Grapple Max.
Yeah, bro.
Hottest new fitness workout design for pro wrestling fans like you.
We always got to plug kick out at the beginning of the show and towards the end of the show.
Absolutely. Kick out, of course, if you're wondering, what exactly? You missed us talking about it earlier. Don't worry, we'll tell you about it now, because Foreign himself has actually taken the class, so he can vouch for it as well. It's done by Grapple Max, of course, Singapore's largest pro wrestling gym, right? 1 hour class, 100% no contact, super fun. And if you use the promo code KTTG100 on checkout, usual price is $35. Use our promo code, boom, 20% off a single session. This is for first-time Grapple Max customers only. Website, grapplemax.punchpass.com. I'll say it again, grapplemax.punchpass.com.
Even if you're not you call yourself like a typical wrestling fan or like a fit sport person, So far, all the classes that I've been to, the kind of people who have attended and tried it out are like super diverse. I've actually been in the ring training with like a 10-year-old kid, and like I've been in the ring with like a 40-year-old nurse, a lady. It's just of all ages and different body shapes and sizes. You can have fun with it.
Yeah, the great thing about a workout like this, it's as intense as you want it to be. It's scalable. So it doesn't matter what fitness level you are, the instructors will help you find that proper level that you can go at, that you can get a good sweat, get good exercise in, which is what we all need, especially in times like these where we're just staying at home all the time.
Yeah, that's true. So give it a try. I'll be coming this Saturday. For when this podcast comes out. Like, if you want to know more, if you feel very pricey, you don't want to come alone, and you want someone who can talk to you while you're there, I'll be there. So
that's right.
Slide in our DMs. Do up the punch pass once you've done it. Give us a contact. Let us know.
There you go. Man. Can't wait to see you at Kickout by Grapple Max. And that said, big shout out to Grapple Max, of course, who's sponsoring this show.
Sponsor, and also give shout out to BIA Athletics for ever giving us great shirts.
Hell yeah. So that's it for this podcast. I mean, we've covered this past week, preview next week's Payback. Like I said, such a short turnover time, but I think there is a reason for that, and they want to hotshot this shit straight to Roman Reigns.
But the funny thing is, after Payback, it's gonna be a 1 month break before the next pay-per-view. I think should be Clash of Champions, and it's end of September. So
is it?
Yeah, we got enough time to like calm down, take a deep breath,
And we're gonna get like our local wrestlers in as well.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had a guest on our show.
Yeah, interview.
And should we make our announcement for next week's guest?
Next week's guest. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So with the most recent person that we've interviewed is N-Boss Gregory, right, from Grapple Max.
Well,
it's been a while.
Yeah, we also talked to the Colonizer as well.
Yes, and so it's been a while since we actually interviewed like one of our SPW wrestlers, and it's somebody we've always wanted to get on the show alone. Like, because the last time, and I've posted this like a couple of days ago, he was on the show exactly a year ago. So crazy. It's been that long. Fresh off his WWE trial last year in Shanghai.
Oh, yes. But that time, we had him in here with Statement as well as Alexis Lee. They were both at the WWE trials as well. But this time, we go 2-on-1.
Yes.
With Traxxas.
We go 2-on-1 with Traxxas. So,
Stallion himself.
Yes, I'm really excited because, like, obviously, he's one of the rising stars in pro wrestling scene in Singapore. He has been doing great work. And we have always agreed that between us, right, he has the biggest chance to succeed in WWE or like in the international wrestling scene. Sure. He has the size, he has the look, he has the promo skills. He can speak English, even though he looks like a Chinese guy.
Well, he is a Chinese guy.
I know, for Americans, it's like a big deal, apparently.
Yeah.
That a Chinese dude can speak English, but yeah, he has all these like great attributes, and we can't wait to catch up with him, see how he's been coping during this COVID era, and what plans are there for Grapple Max? Oh, sorry.
SPW.
What plans are there for SPW going forward?
Yes, right. Yeah. So it's going to be a fun time, and we can't wait. And we have lots more in store for you as well, including, the WWE Battlegrounds game that's coming out soon. We definitely want to do an episode based around that game as well, because, us wrestling fans, we love to play wrestling games as well.
Yeah, Mr. Young, you're quite the gamer, so this will be right up your alley.
Check me out on Facebook Gaming and Twitch, Mr. Young 98. This is my cheap plug for my gaming streams.
Keep to the Gut is apparently sponsored by Mr. Young's gaming channel as well, right?
Oh yeah, Mr. Young 98. Go check it out on Twitch and Facebook Gaming. Give me a follow. We're trying to build a community there as well on my Discord.
I love how we are plugging our own shit. Okay, don't worry. When I have a new song coming out,
Yeah. Hey,
Foreign is back in the building, right?
when is your next song coming out? God, can you drop a teaser? Can you give everybody a hint? Because we're all excited. We want to know about that new hot single, man. New hot track.
Bro, I think the only one excited is you because you're the only one that I've told before.
Oh, okay,
this.
shit. Well, we just revealed it to everybody. There's a new hot track coming real soon. What's the name of it? Can you tell us anything, bro?
Okay, all you need to know is I have a new single coming out end of September.
Okay.
It's my first song that I'm releasing in over a year. It's an English song, it's a rap song, and I might be singing on it a bit. I might be singing on it. So yeah, on top of wrestling, Foreign has always been known as a musician first and an artist first. So if you guys love local music, you guys love a bit of rap, a bit of R&B, keep a lookout for it.
It's a very relatable song.
This episode also is sponsored by Foreign.
Yeah. A lot of sponsors apparently.
Yeah, we create our own sponsors.
But okay, we'll be back next week. We'll talk about Payback. We'll talk to Traxxas. It'll be fun. And as always, if you want to come and reach out to us, follow us on our social media pages, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Hey, follow our YouTube channel. Yes, hit that subscribe button. Kick to the gut, where there are always guts to be kicked, wrestling to be talked about, and just random bullshit.
I mean, so far, like our YouTube channel has like our faces. You can see our faces while we're doing the podcast, while you have the audio version on Spotify, right? Yeah. But we do hope to like furnish it and have like more wrestling content over there. And who knows, you might even see our Battlegrounds live stream on YouTube coming up soon. Hint, hint.
Oh boy, here we go. With that said though, it's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building. Happy Payback weekend. Hey, Payback. Huh? Payback.
Hey, you Payback. Payback.
Payback.
Can pay now?
Pay now.
Make yourself famous, my baby!